Practice again today for the Bills. We'll get the official injury report later this afternoon. However, our own Sal Capaccio is reporting that during the media viewing portion of practice, Dalton Kincaid and Fidarius Mathis were again not seen, while Khalil Shakir still in that red non-contact jersey. And then for the Bucs, running back Bucky Irving and wide receiver Chris Godwin practicing for a second straight day. We'll see, though, if they are listed as limited for a second straight day. Week 11, though, gets underway tonight. It is the Patriots hosting the New York Jets. The Pats are going to be in their rivalry jerseys this evening. Kickoff is at 8:15 over on Amazon Prime, and you can also listen to tonight's game over on our sister station, The Bet 1520. Then some quarterback news. C.J. Stroud has been ruled out this week versus the Titans. Davis Mills will get the start for Houston, and Baltimore quarterback Lamar Jackson did return to practice today after missing yesterday with what was being described as knee soreness. For the Sabres, they have a back-to-back tonight. They are at Colorado, pregame at 8 for a 9 p.m. puck drop. That game's going to be right here on WGR. And then 9 other games in the NHL, some of the notables. At 7, Ottawa hosts Boston. Ducks are in Detroit, and Montreal has Dallas in town. Also at 9, Calgary hosts San Jose, and then 2 games at 10 to wrap up your evening. Vegas hosting the Islanders, and then the Jets, they are in Seattle to take on the Kraken. And join WGR and Bud Light for a Buffalo Football Friday happy hour. Show 'em Bulldog. They're going to be broadcasting live this Friday. That is tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Leo's Pizzeria, 2220 Southwestern Boulevard. You will have a chance to enter and win a Josh Allen jersey. No purchase necessary. And you can also enjoy some other live broadcasts coming up at Mitchell's Tavern and the Draft Room. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet celebrating 90 years of being your hometown dealership. I'm Zach Jones for WGR Sports Radio 550.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
Everything was neat. All the chairs were tucked in. It was fine. I didn't have to move anything, and I just walked through and came back. And then just now, I got up and walked around, did the same loop, and there were like 10 chairs as askew in there as I've ever seen. I don't understand. Like, what happened to those chairs?
It's Mike Schopp
I don't know. What would make the most sense?
and the Bulldog.
I am shook by this. Honest to God, I do not understand what just happened.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
Did you go down there during a break and move the chairs?
I've been doing it every day.
It was me all along. On WGR Sports Radio 550.
If you know, you know. The show has never sounded older than that because it's not even our building anymore. It's our building, but it's not our space. That'll never happen again in that room.
That's right.
To us.
It's all over.
Leave it to the next radio
There's
guys.
no longer a conference room for me to walk through and straighten the chairs.
Yeah.
So that's gone.
It's getting away from us.
It does make me feel good, though, that I stopped doing that before I even knew the room was going away.
Yeah, that was a long time before that.
I just sort of got you know what? I need to let this go. It's not my place to fix the chairs. I'm in this room once every other year, maybe, for a meeting. I don't need to care about how neat the chairs are.
Yeah, when are we in that room?
Hardly ever.
When we sold Star, we had a meeting in there?
Maybe.
Was that post-COVID? I think it was. What else? When Andy quit?
Yeah.
It's usually got some sausage and peppers on a table in there during the Christmas party, which, by the way, is in late January.
We have really?
Yeah, I found that out today. Our client party is in late January for the holidays. I'm not sure what holiday it is.
Not
but
pre-December. Wow, okay.
It's in late January.
This is a throwback because we used to have, not for clients,
breaking news,
but a company party that was a holiday party, and they had decided that party had been in February at times.
I've been to one of those, yeah.
Going that far back.
And I made fun of that, too.
Let's just move. Listen, the holidays are so busy. Let's not burden everyone with a date somewhere where they've got family and friend obligations with a work party. Let's just do it in March.
Yeah. Pearl Street. We had one of those at Pearl Street. Right. Like, why are we here tonight? That's for the holidays.
Right. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
I did get a happy holidays from someone in an email already, and I said I guess I'm getting soft. I got to allow it. I mean, I don't know. We're close. Thanksgiving is 2 weeks from today, right? We're almost there.
Yeah, that's right.
So
still, that's not even that close.
Yeah.
You don't have your Thanksgiving shopping done?
Well, my Thanksgiving shopping, I'm in charge of. My mom for years made pies. All the pies, Dutch apple, and pumpkin, and great job.
Dutch apple?
Yeah.
That's different?
Crumbs on top.
Oh, okay.
Crumble on top.
That's Dutch apple?
Yeah.
What do they invent, the crumbs?
At least that's what we call it. I think that's
Sounds right.
Anyway.
I could buy it.
She's 91. I think she still wants to make pies. But we decided last year, I think was the first year, I suggested, you really... You don't have to do this.
Easy.
I can acquire pies through some other means. So there's a bakery that I really like on the west side that I have been going to for a pie or two to sort of complement Thanksgiving, like not to blow my mom out of the water or anything. But last year, whole hog, all the pies from there. And I, on Monday, ordered my pies. Well, I have done my Thanksgiving shopping.
It might not be too early to have a brief conversation about it, but it's definitely too early for like that Survivor game.
That's right. Agreed. I even rushed this. It's just that it happened. It's on my mind, I guess, because I ordered these pies.
We're not taking calls on cranberry sauce.
Not yet. Yeah, canned versus... Yeah, no.
Nothing. PFF.
Familiar.
Home field advantage. Earning the number 1 seed, I'm quoting, in the conference is a huge advantage going into the playoffs. Here are the most likely teams to do that in their respective conferences.
Oh, boy.
So I haven't read the fine print here, but this is going to be, it's PFF. It's going to be more than just the ESPN playoff calculator or whatever it's called is like you can just have the home team win every game or even the favorite win every game. And sort of as a shortcut, this is going to be above that.
Mm-hmm. They're going to take more factors into account.
Schedule.
Yeah.
What else might it? I don't know about injuries. Schedule. That might be most of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you like to rank AFC teams 1 through 5? Family Feud saw you often refer to The Feud. It's a popular game show for you. It's a game show that's been around a long time. Play The Feud. I don't know if anybody knows what it means when you say that, but you like to say it.
I don't even think I really use it appropriately. I just use it for almost anything like, we're ready to take some calls. All right, let's play The Feud. And it's not really the...
Richard Dawson would say it.
Yeah.
Now the show has sounded even older still.
Right.
Top 5.
Steve Harvey has probably said it.
You think? I don't think I've ever watched Family Feud with him.
Well, he's hosting it.
He is hosting it, right?
Or
he was.
Is, whatever.
I guess
he's had a minute there at least. So if he was hosting it, he has said it.
I just want to say activate the randomizer. And let's duel. Like Rob Lowe does on the floor, which is so bad single time. Let's duel.
See, now that I've never seen.
Now he's starting to say, let's battle. Because I think maybe somebody told him, let's duel sounds really dumb. 1 through 5, let's get to this. 1 through 5, AFC teams by their PFF odds of winning the 1 seed. Would you like to do this? I didn't even clear it with you.
Sure. Yeah. No. It's an entry level-ish enough football question that I'm comfortable not being prepped.
So when you're on Family Feud, if you don't know, as you're playing the game, you don't really need the number 1 answer first.
Right. You just got to get one of the top 5.
Yeah. In this case, 5 answers are on the board.
Right.
And you get 3 strikes.
Right.
So after 3 strikes, you're done.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll need 3 strikes?
There should be almost no way.
Over under 1.5 strikes.
Can you dump this? Can we decide? I don't want to put myself in a spot where I'm gonna mess it up. But 3 strikes to get 5 teams in a conference where it shouldn't be that difficult. I think, even not knowing what their equation exactly is. But how many, like you just said, how many factors could there be? Schedule, team, what's their record right now? All that. Like Baltimore might be the 2nd or 3rd. Where'd they end up in power rankings on Tuesday?
4th.
4th, okay. Right. They're in 10th place right now in the conference. They're not going to make the 1 seed. They might. I love them to make the playoffs. They might be a team that I'm more scared of than Indy or Denver or New England, but they're trailing those teams by 4 games right now, or at least 4 wins. So that,
I wouldn't put Baltimore at 0%. Although they would need to win. They need to go 12-5, right? Win all their games, and then have the tiebreakers over everybody.
I guess I wouldn't want to put them at 0 either,
Almost
but
0.
they're not going to be in the top 5.
All right. I might agree.
Well, you're looking at it, so you know, too. But, yeah, anyway, you like
but
my,
I know
you
they
like
play,
my process.
They play New England, but otherwise.
Yeah. I'm going to say that New England is up there.
That's an official guess?
Official guess, New England's in the top 5.
Number 1.
Okay.
24% to get the 1 seed, New England.
All right.
The schedule and the record.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it.
That's all I need. I think Indianapolis is also going to be in the top 5.
Number 3. 19%. What is this going to add up to? 66, 89%. So the top 5 teams constitute 89% of the deal.
I believe that the Bills are still in the top 5.
Number 4, 12%. Before the season, it would have been what? Less than 20.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing 18 or 15 maybe.
So now it's 12.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the Patriots, this is the question. If it weren't for the Patriots, would we be all like just sort of normal right now instead of this sort of frantic, panicky state we're in?
If the Bills were 6-3, but still in front in their division,
New England's 4-5,
and only 1 loss behind the team with the 1 seed, I think the panic level. I don't want to exaggerate the panic level. I haven't really gotten it. I mean, it's 5 days after that game. It wasn't very panicky even after the game. I mean, there's pointed direct criticisms, but I don't know about panic.
Miami?
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, I don't want to overstate how sketchy we might be feeling or not feeling.
Pretty much on the other end of that.
You're panicky?
I think people are.
Okay.
But of course it's not everybody.
Right.
I'm not sure it's right to be.
But that's what you're saying by asking. Like, if New England isn't there, I mean, they are there. You got to catch them and beat them, and their schedule is pretty cakey. And week after week, it's like, well, they could lose to anybody, just like the Bills could lose to anybody, as demonstrated on Sunday. But they aren't doing it. They've won 7 in a row.
We'll see if they can prove tonight if they can lose to anybody.
Right.
Tonight would be proof of that if they lost.
Yeah.
Minus 13.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got 3.
So, yeah, if New England didn't exist, I think we'd be like, just catch Indy. You can do that.
I think if New England didn't exist, the Bills are 6-3. The Patriots are 4-5. Give, Tampa teams they've beaten that wouldn't affect this. Tampa, Miami, that was a close game. One more. Then I think the Bills could be on top of this list.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. I think they'd get that respect over the other teams that have the better records.
Denver having to play the Chiefs twice.
And the fact that they're even 4th in this exercise already, trailing as they are, tells you the kind of respect that they would still be getting.
According to PFF, the Bills have a better chance to land the 1 seed than the Lions.
All right.
Yeah. All right, well, 2 more.
Can you tell I'm delaying? Because I'm not sure what to do with I like that I'm perfect so far, but I'm not sure what to do with the other 2 guesses, unless just by default, maybe they just must be Denver and Kansas City.
Denver is right. Kansas City is wrong.
All right, so who's the 5th? Pittsburgh? No.
This is often what happens on Family Feud.
Yeah, right.
Where, it's down to the last answer. Like 2 people said it.
Let me go get
and they go through the cousins.
I want to get together with G and Zach and have a conference.
They don't know. Well, you don't get the conference until the big money, the final. Like if you're trying to steal, then you get the conference. But if it's just like you're up, Buster, what's your guess? You get 3 seconds.
Am I wrong about Baltimore not being up there? Do I want to officially guess Baltimore? No, I do not want to officially guess Baltimore. But that means I want to officially guess what? Pittsburgh? Oh, well, the Chargers are 7-3. I'm going to say the Chargers.
Correct.
Okay.
We gave you a little bit of extra time there.
Yeah, sorry. And I didn't officially guess those were the ones that were wrong, although I had a strike to give.
You had strikes to give. Yes. The Chargers come in at 11%.
Could have swung for the fences if I wanted to.
The Chargers are at Jacksonville Sunday.
Is that right?
So it says also in the same article at PFF that the Jaguars with a win, which, I mean, think about whether you want this. I think I probably do. The Jaguars with a win will be at 60% to make the playoffs, and with a loss, 25%. Huge leverage game for them. They're playing the Chargers, right?
Yes, they are.
At home?
Yes. I just looked. I think I would want that. I think I would want Jacksonville squatting on a spot, on a wild card spot.
I think so, too. I think that's easy until you might be the one affected. And if you want to bet on that not happening, then sure, because the Chiefs could be affected. They've beaten the Chiefs head-to-head. A tie would go to Jacksonville between those two teams. So that's what you would want to root for, probably. Although it's also possible that they're not going to be in your way. Still, like Jacksonville, 5-4. Houston, without Stroud again this week. They have Tennessee this week, 4-5. Then they have the Bills, by the way, a week from tonight.
Short week, yeah.
Interesting. I've got, by the way, you brought up the reverse AFC power rankings.
I sure did.
The Bills came in on Tuesday on our show at 5. That's the highest they've been since August 20th. But they were, you sound like that whistle was like you're sort of amazed by that. August 20th, they were 5.
I mean, I don't think it's wrong. I think I was the one who said them at 5 first, if I remember correctly.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
You want credit?
I guess I'm taking credit, but it's kind of stark that's how we feel about them right now, or I feel about them anyway.
I think, if I remember right, by the way, early in the offseason last year, we did some sort of funky variations on. That's when the shark was jumped on the reverse AFC power rankings, like by coaches and by futures. And there was one where the Bills, for whatever reason, that day came in 9th. But 6th on November 17th of 23 is the last time they were higher than 5th.
All right.
And that's right. That's when Dorsey's fired, isn't it? November of 23.
Yeah, that's in there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right in there.
All right. I like that this, as you refer to it, has jumped the shark, but we're still going, which is good.
Right. We've landed.
Got a chance to rebuild its credibility, I guess.
Yes, it's only
or just ignore
it
and just continue with it, no matter how crappy it gets.
Well, is this game Sunday? Who is talking? Is this game Sunday going to calm everybody down or not? Because, I'm thinking that there's a panic out there. You're thinking less so. Is Sunday going to is this one of these we've had it hasn't all been smooth sailing in the last 5+ years, but most of it has through the regular season. This year's more challenging. So was 2 years ago when they were 6th. This year's more challenging. Is this game going to relax the fan base or not? Is there a bad winning score this week? Are we again at no, there isn't?
There is no bad winning score.
Okay.
No. You lose to Miami by 17, there's no bad winning score anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's fair.
There's just not. You just need to park some wins in your assigned parking spot and just get on the plane and go to Houston. That's it. I mean, so, but if you're, does any win equate to people who are panicky calming down? Necessarily no, because if the same warts are there, if their passing game looks as inept as it's looked here too often. I mean, I want to point out that they looked excellent in the Kansas City game, and I just don't know where did that go. But anyway, they've been stuck there in that part of their offense most of the year, even in games that they won, the Carolina game, it looked terrible, their passing game. They did not need it. It did not hurt them, but when it was still a competitive game and they were trying to pass the ball, it looked ridiculous, right? So I think that will still be there if the Bills win this game. If they get their running game on track, which I don't think is any easy thing against Tampa. They're excellent against the run. They're also a blitz-happy team, which could be shouldn't be a problem. Hasn't been a problem for most of Josh Allen's career, but suddenly this year it is. So I think Sunday's a good win if you get it. As I think this team presents some challenges for them.
I agree.
But if it still looks, if it's Allen back to pass and he doesn't like what he sees and he's running out of there and everything we've been seeing here all too often, I think there's still going to be the same amount of concern that could elevate to the level of panic because it's hard to believe that is just suddenly going to get better. Even though it did. We just watched it 2 weeks ago have one of the best days they've had all year. Right outside of the fourth quarter against Baltimore, the Chiefs game, the passing game in the Chiefs game. I mean, Allen threw 3 incompletions, one of which was a throwaway. Yes, it was mostly tight ends for the yards, but whatever, it worked. It was effective. But it just gets harder and harder. The mounting evidence is that I'm not going to have this when I need it. When I'm down by 3 or 4 points to the Chiefs or the Steelers or the Ravens or the Jaguars or the Colts or whoever in the playoffs, am I going to have a button to press that is going to get me 3rd and 8 if they stuff my run game on first down, because I almost always run it on first down? If I'm in 2nd and 9, am I in trouble? Because a lot of this year they have been in trouble when they're in 2nd and long. So I don't think that goes away with a win, but the standings still do matter, and staying at 3 losses, not dropping another game behind the 1 seed, I think would help a lot. And then just see what else happens in the league, right? Colts are off this week, I think.
They are.
Only 2 teams on bye, Colts and Saints. So we
Correct.
don't really care about the Saints. But
Look
Colts
at you.
are off.
Look at you. You didn't need a kicker this week.
No, I didn't need a kicker. Although I'm out of moves. We're out of moves.
Out of moves.
I didn't
what kind of league is this?
I claimed a receiver because my receiving core, I had room on the bench. My receiving core looked so bad. I claimed a receiver and then opened my email to find that Paul had sent out a notice to us, and I was in a group of people in the league that only had 1 move left. I'm like, I think I just used my last move to claim like Tez Johnson or somebody.
It's like getting an email from, or a letter. Maybe it's like getting mail from someplace where you forgot to pay your bill or something when Paul sends out the notice that you're out of moves.
You're done, buddy.
Who did you pick up?
Tez Johnson.
Oh, you said that.
I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Well,
Listen to this.
I got
Tez Johnson against the Bills
there
is his pickup.
Yeah.
10-team league wasn't your only option.
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
No.
Somebody's planting a flag.
That happened when I found out Harrison had appendix surgery. Harrison Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr.
One of the juniors.
Yeah.
Getting you beat.
I couldn't find. I shouldn't say I couldn't find. I didn't look to see if there was a junior I could have claimed.
What about Kyle Pitts Sr.? Could you have grabbed him? Maybe not. All right. Here we go. Thanks for being with us today. Joe Ostrowski coming up from Bet Sweats. We'll also talk about the Bucs some more and some more depth. Sal Capaccio will join us at 5. Injury report is out. A lot of guys who were limited yesterday practiced in full today. Not so Khalil Shakir, still in the red non-contact jersey. We'll see what Sal thinks about his chances of playing on Sunday. Back with Joe O from Bet Sweats. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here, WGR.
And the speed element is real, having gone against him. And so, he hasn't played in a little bit of time here, so we got to take it one day at a time, albeit. But I'm really interested in seeing how he's going to help us.
Sean McDermott on
Mecole Hardman. We are at, I couldn't figure out the word for the tweet. Mecole Hardman levels of denial or grief, which is better.
I think that not to get too hung up on the phrasing there, but see how he's going to help us. Not if he's going to help us. See how he's going to help us.
Okay.
Is maybe notable. I don't know.
Is. Put him in. Joe Ostrowski here. We can't do this to Joe. He's been too good to us for too long. We cannot start with hockey. we cannot. We can't do it. The Sabres are plus 310 tonight in a hockey game. And it's November 13th. Joe, a 14-year playoff drought.
They're plus 124 with a goal and a half.
He's not going to respond. He's not going to hang up. He's going to hang up.
Sounds bad.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
All that said, my Tage Thompson hat trick business plan is off the rails. He's like 50-1 tonight. I need like 70-1 to make the thing work. Like
make it up.
I need a $10 bet to get me $1,000. Eventually to do it, and it's not there.
They're giving Tage Thompson scoring a hat trick about the same chance of success as the Sabres winning the game.
Yeah.
So it sounds like maybe what I thought I heard before the break was actually what I heard with your fantasy football issues, Bulldog. I thought you were saying I'm out of booze, not I'm out of mood.
Oh, no.
Which might also apply.
I'm pretty skint on booze too, to be honest with you. I need to go to the store.
You don't want to be out of both.
I need to go to Outlet Liquor. It's a place to stock up. Yeah. Tough times over here with the hockey team.
Joe, you're so good. I love watching Bet Sweats almost every day. I watched the whole show today.
Thank you.
And I am with you on one thing, and I'm not with you on another.
Okay.
May I? What do you want first? Let me give you what I'm with you
Hang on.
first.
Before you do this, let me just tell you something. This guy over here, Joe, is dominating in our picks. We pick 4 NFL games and 1 college game every Friday. And we also pick the Thursday night games. And he is 35-20-2. And he's ahead of me by like 9.5 games.
But I don't bet.
But he doesn't bet. But what he does do is watch your show every day.
That's right.
And no offense, I don't. I'm just in here like,
No, he works out.
Yeah, right, that's right. I'm watching bad TV. Well, not always bad TV, but whatever. I'm watching some drama on my, exercise bike in the basement. And so I'm not watching Bet Sweats. It's, I could, but I'm not. And Mike, I think the proof is in the pudding. He's 15 games over 500
against the spread.
How's he doing better than me then? Maybe he's fading us.
It's the room. I'm fading the room.
Yes. Well, sometimes maybe you guys do this. Well, you end up talking about bets, and then sometimes you don't make those bets, which makes you very angry, especially if you're on a betting show. Like, oh, I forgot. But if you bet everything that you end up talking about over the course of 3 hours on a daily basis, you might find yourself in some trouble. So you do need to pick and choose.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've done the fade the room bit because you guys even say it to each other. Like, just this is like the top 5 public bets of the weekend. So why don't we just go against that? And you can, and it's great. So I've done
Especially
a little bit of that.
College football. Oh boy.
I'll give you a game. I'll give you a game that I did this for, that where the Bet Sweats influenced me, and I won in a rocking chair. Buffalo at Miami.
That was more Sam. I didn't have anything on that, but he explained why he would stay far, far away, just as far as Survivor. And I'm like, it's the biggest point spread of the weekend. What do you mean this is the one you want nothing to do with? And he laid it out perfectly, and he was spot on. Now, we could make the argument that, okay, there were some fluky things that happened in that game, or you don't expect the best players on the field to play the poorest, which is that was my vantage point in that game, but that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it was vibes for me. It was like I've seen the Bills barely beat Miami so many times in the last 5 years and almost never lose.
Well, I reached out to you on the side because I was asking about Survivor. I'm like, okay, I saved the Bills for this point. This is a great spot. They're not going to be popular. And you're like, I think they'll win. This is what's happened. They usually beat this team. But I could just tell with tone that you didn't think.
I didn't want to recommend it.
You've mentioned Survivor a couple times here. I have not gone in. I know I won since the re-entry, so I'm alive. Was there carnage because of Buffalo losing?
More so, yes, Buffalo and Carolina, which ended up being one of the most popular plays, especially ones that are still going from the very beginning.
Yeah.
The point spread was not at the top end, but kind of second tier, and it would be the only time that you would take that team. And that team has now lost 11 straight games when they've been favored. This goes back to 2021. 11 in a row they've been the favorite. They've lost outright.
Get to the Bills game against Tampa Bay and tonight's game. Hopefully we have time for all this. The thing I am with you on very strongly is Cincinnati futures.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if Burrow isn't back next week. He was a little bit coy. He's going to decide when he plays. You guys said that today. And first place is 5-4. They're playing them this week. They've beaten them already. It's a shame for the Bengals that they lost at home to the Jets and even Chicago in games that they kind of should have won or had won, but they did. And so here they are at 3-6. But 2 games against Baltimore, 1 more with the Steelers here this week. New England's on there. That's not great, but I could see it. I could see the Bengals getting to 9 wins and having it be good enough.
And if they don't win this week, it's dead anyways, right?
Right.
You've got to beat Pittsburgh. That's one of the games that's very winnable. And, yeah, you're right about Burrow. I don't know. Is it going to be the Thanksgiving game, the first Baltimore game? Not sure. Is it going to be next week against New England? But if they win, man, doesn't this week change everything? Because if they lose this one, that's loss number 7. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, and then do you even bother with the whole Burrow thing?
Yeah, I've seen some of that out there with people targeting the week they come to Buffalo as maybe a return, but, like, would you bother if they lose two more games, between now and then? Yeah.
But if you win the next 2, what if you beat New England next week, you win this week, then maybe you push it up a little bit.
Yep.
If you can.
I'll save the thing that I'm not with you on until the end because I don't want to lose you.
It's fine.
Really, we opened with the Tage Thompson hat-trick business model, and you're worried about losing Joe?
I guess I always
We've all been in this business long enough. People disagree and hate us every day. So
I'll never not be worried about that, no matter how long we do this. I'll never not be worried about losing our guests. I love the Jets tonight. You guys talked around it. I mean, this is the room, too, plus 13. I know how it is, right? New England has defied. They've pushed off the doubters here week after week. Yeah. Last week, underdogs in Tampa, they win outright. I mean, but it's still true. One of these weeks will be the week where you regret it. And I love maybe this is also Sam, his style as well, but I love a team that no one loves. And that reality is baked into this number. 13 points. Is New England that good on offense to what are they going to win this game by? 30-13? I mean, maybe. But
and now look at some of these books are going to 13.5. Are we really going to get to 14 by the time this game starts?
You tell me.
Yeah, look, these Thursday games are so odd with some of the results. We look back at last Thursday. We talked about that going into that game, and that was hideous football, just like Monday was. I don't know if it's the short prep time or what it was, but that 10-7 Broncos win to just get by Vegas, I mean, that was some awful football. So are we going to see that in this spot? I think it's certainly possible without Booty, who's been the deep threat for New England, and, Stevenson not there. Maybe that ends up being a positive thing like it was this past Sunday with Henderson. But, yeah, this Jets team, I get why nobody wants anything to do with the Jets. I totally understand. How did they win back-to-back games? I'm not sure. How did they get to 27 points with 169 yards last week? Well, 2 special teams touchdowns.
Right.
So, yeah, New England should take care of business. I get why we're double digits. I'm not betting on the side on either. There were a couple of props that I was looking at, but yeah, that's way too many points. Sam brought up the point in the summer when they make point spreads on every one of these games and how far we've come. It was 4.5 in the summer. And so now half a season in, they're a 2-touchdown favorite.
Yeah.
They're that much better. The Jets aren't missing their quarterback or anything. So They are missing Garrett Wilson tonight, but I get where you're coming from. The prop I liked was Henderson longest rush over 14.5 yards. Certainly saw that on display this past week. I think he'll have the opportunities and he'll be able to break one of them.
We could really use. We're on a 3-game skid of primetime games, right? The Thursday kind of set the tone, right? Because Sunday night was brutal and Monday night was equally awful.
I thought you meant the touchdown bets.
I thought that's where you were going to.
Well, we are also
last Thursday.
Yeah,
felt like we had no chance ever. 10-7,
right?
Just like, all right, well, that's on me, I guess. 10-7.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. I'm not as keen on Henderson, but I don't know what else they'll do. I kind of like Hunter Henry. Not huge odds, but with no Booty and no Stevenson, I think maybe Henry becomes kind of a security blanket for May. And if they have an easy night, I still think Henry can get there. But nothing else really in terms of players for me.
Numbers probably not good enough, but you would think Mac Hollins gets some opportunities here. 10 targets last week.
Yeah. Okay, right. Douglas. Okay. I mean, no Hooper either, I think, for New England. So it's
a gross.
What about the kid who had the long that turned out, Kyle Williams? What about him?
One play.
Yeah, well, that's all you need.
It's all you need.
If I need a touchdown, that's all I need is one play.
Big favorite. Yeah. I'd have a tougher. I'm not starting. I've got him in places. I'm not starting him. Here, famous last words. The Bills giving 5.5 to Tampa. What do you think?
I think that number of 5.5 in the NFL always makes me look at the underdog. It's in that weird spot. They don't want to go to 6 or 7. It's more than 3 or 4, and anecdotally, I've always found over the years that is usually a pretty good spot for the underdog if it's just sitting around 5.5. One thing I'm sure you guys have noticed is just diving into this game here, but the Bucs, how they were getting by in the beginning, how much luck was involved, and it seemed like it was all on Baker, right? And he was viewed as an MVP candidate. He was top 3, top 4 in odds. If you look at this team in the last month, it's completely reversed how they're playing right now. And, of course, injuries have a good part of it with Godwin and Bucky Irving missing a bunch of time. We'll wait to see if he's out there. But the offense is now the problem. Over the last month, you look at some of the metrics like EPA per play, 28th. Success rate, 29th. Bottom 5 offense. And in the last month, their defense has been a top 5 defense. They're number 1 EPA per dropback, rushing success rate. They're number 1 in the NFL. So it's interesting how in the beginning of the year, defense was injured. They're having their issues. Baker's holding everything together with Ibuka. And then most recently, yes, they're not winning as much, but it's more about the defense holding things together, and then the offense has gone through their struggles.
Yeah, they've lost 2 of 3 coming into this one, and they have the Rams next Sunday night in L.A., by the way. So, I don't know what that does to they're not going to be thinking we can't beat the Rams or anything, but I would think you would have a decent amount of urgency to try to avoid a 3-game losing streak by getting this one if you're them.
For sure. Is Kincaid out?
Probably. Right?
He's week to week. They haven't ruled on it.
Tomorrow morning they rule him out.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he's playing.
It's bad.
Yeah. I remember early in the year we had mentioned it's not really everything going through him, but when he's not out there, you see a difference.
Quick thoughts on Seattle and the Rams. I know you have them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you could make a strong argument that these are the 2 best teams in the NFL right now. They have the best against the spread records, and I mean, it's crazy that we're here, but here we are. I really like the Rams. Look, these are 2 of the most balanced teams in the league. I can't wait for this matchup. Who thought we'd be here week 11 and this would be the game that everybody would be gearing up for as opposed to, say, Lions-Eagles or one of the other matchups that we have? I need to see the Rams beat a good team. Like, lately it's been, okay, yeah, they're demolishing teams. And Stafford, 4 touchdowns, no picks again. Look at him do it again. He's a co-favorite with Drake May as far as the MVP award goes. Okay, you beat the Ravens. Cool. And you didn't have Lamar. Like, I'm going, you lost to the Eagles. I'm waiting for them to beat a top team. And they're sitting there favored by 3 at home against the Seahawks, who happen to be by margin, the best road team in the NFL. I'm taking the Seahawks. You know, I've been done doubting Darnold as wrong as I was at the start of the year with him. I love this defense. I'm going to back the Seahawks. It looks like Devontae Adams is going to be good to go. At least that's what they're saying. Right. Can't wait for this matchup. Probably going to be a one-score game, but I'm taking Seattle. I'm going to take the 3 points.
Last thing. This is the thing I wanted to just sort of, not that we're opposites here, but I just wanted to say it to you.
Yes.
I loved Hamilton. I've seen it twice. I went to see it on Broadway with my family. We were all just in love with it. I can't even, it's literally dozens of times the entire soundtrack is played in our car on road trips. So, you know, if you're ever so inclined.
Oh, a suggestion, not something you disagree with.
No, you said like you hadn't seen it, and no one on your show. You were correct in guessing that no one had seen it?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm just...
It's worth it?
Whatever it's worth.
Okay.
I'm older than you.
So you're not anti-Hamilton. You haven't been interested enough to do the time. I would say the same for myself. I've never seen it, but I'm
heard great things.
I was stretching to put it in that context with Joe, but I just wanted to end with it.
See, my wife has seen it, so then hey, you want to see it a year later after everybody else saw it? But...
Right, that decreases your chances of seeing it if she's already seen it.
That's true, isn't it?
That's a window into like, we never did this. Let's do this together. Yeah.
But if I'm like her, I'd be like, no, I won't see it with you now because you said no the first time. That's how I would be. You can't ask me again.
Say no. Didn't even say no. It was one of those things. I'm doing you this favor. I'm going to go with my mom. Okay, because I know you probably don't want to go. Fine.
Yeah. I mean, my family, outside of who lives in my house, haven't seen it either. Like, they're not interested.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why, but I just wanted to recommend it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Enjoy week 11.
Bye, guys.
All right. Talk next week, Joe. Thanks.
Watching tomorrow, Bet Sweats, 9 to noon. Weekday mornings on the Odyssey app, the BetMGM network, the Bet 1520. You can catch Joe as well. Sunday mornings. Sam is closer to kickoff, but Joe is on with Jason Lockenfora earlier on Sundays. There is the last of the Sunday morning games this year is this week. Madrid. Oh.
Washington.
Watch your
Miami.
speed.
Yep.
Watch your speed out there.
Yes, that's right.
Armando.
Team bus drivers, be careful. They will get you.
Marcel.
I never checked to see if I was right about whatever I said. What did I say, 93 and an 80 or something?
Yeah.
I should look. I still have the paperwork sort of it's not buried yet. Like, I know where it is. It's still out. It hasn't been, put somewhere where I'll never see it again.
As to what? What the speed actually was?
Yeah, what it was. Because it is detailed there, but I should check.
Washington versus Miami in Madrid. The Dolphins are practicing at the Atletico Madrid Stadium. Right. I saw that from Marcel Louis-Jacques. And then both of these teams are off next week after the trip to Europe. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here. We'll be right back. This is WGR.
Folks, Bulldog here for FanDuel, reminding you that
Welcome back on the Buccaneers. TJ Reeves next at 4. I was on, you and I have taken turns doing Andrew Filippone's FanDuel show, and he went away for the weekend, so we recorded this week's yesterday.
All right.
And I love him so much. He picks up he calls me, I pick up the phone. He's like, hey, all right, here's my question. I think we're going to agree on 3 out of 4. Ready? He's like, go. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mount Rushmore.
All right.
You want to play? You want to think about it? It's an interesting team.
Yeah. I would want to think about it a little. But did he just hit you with it cold?
Yes, and we did agree on 3 out of 4.
All right.
And when I said 3 out of 4, and he named the guy that I picked that he didn't. Because instead he picked somebody who you've had a brush with in your life.
Ah, sure.
He picked, that's a hint. He picked that guy. I didn't.
Right.
I think it's a fine choice.
Yes, Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp. Bulldog and Warren Sapp
I
had a
approached
moment.
Warren Sapp one year at Houston at the Super Bowl. We were at covering the Super Bowl in Houston, and he was in the media center very close by where we were seated, I think, if I remember right. And we both said, that's Warren Sapp. I'm going to go take a run at Warren Sapp.
Take a run at him.
I'm going to go see if we can get Warren Sapp to come on our show. And I had not really noticed from whatever we were, 50 yards from him when I made the decision to go try to get him. I didn't notice the security people nearby. But yeah, I got within 10 feet
at the most
of Warren Sapp and got cut off by, I think, should I exaggerate, a team of people with earpieces?
There was a team.
It was a team of people that just stood in front of me very suddenly. Like, what do you think? I was just going to, all right. Barely no, that was the exchange. What are you doing? I'm like, well, I was just going to, forget it. I'm not going to tell you. I'm trying to go ask Warren Sapp to be on my Buffalo radio show.
This dumb story is 5 million times better than whatever that interview would have been.
That's right.
So much better. All right. On the Bucs, the current Bucs, mostly TJ Reeves after sports here on WGR. Mike Schopp here. We are here. Holiday
news on the Bills' official injury report today. Still 14 names, though just 2 players again did not practice. Dalton Kincaid, Fedarian Mathis, and then just 2 others were limited, Cam Lewis and Khalil Shakir. Everyone else was a full participant. And the Barnes Firm Injury Report, it is brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Injured for help? Call 1-800-8-MILLION. We'll get more on the Bills and their injury report from today as they get ready to take on Tampa Bay when Sal Capaccio joins the show in just about an hour at 5 p.m. Week 11, though, gets underway tonight. The Patriots do host the New York Jets. The Pats are going to be in their rivalry jerseys this evening. Kickoff's at 8:15 over on Amazon Prime. And you could also listen to tonight's game over on our sister station, the Bet 1520. Some quarterback news. C.J. Stroud, he has been ruled out this week versus the Titans. Davis Mills is going to get the start for Houston. And then Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson returned to practice today after missing yesterday with what was described as knee soreness. To the Sabres, they have a back-to-back. They are at Colorado tonight, pregame at 8 for a 9 p.m. puck drop. That game and pregame is going to be right here on WGR. And then around the rest of the NHL, 9 other games. Some of the notables including at 7, Ottawa hosts Boston. The Ducks are in Detroit, and Montreal has Dallas in town. Also at 9, going along with the Sabres, Calgary hosts San Jose. And then 2 games at 10 to wrap up your evening. Vegas hosting the Islanders, and the Jets, they are in Seattle to take on the Kraken. And then join WGR and Bud Light for a Buffalo Football Friday happy hour. Schopp Bulldog going to be broadcasting live this Friday. That is tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Leo's Pizzeria, 2220 Southwestern Boulevard. You'll have a chance to enter and win a Josh Allen jersey. No purchase necessary. You can also enjoy some other live broadcasts coming up at Mitchell's Tavern and the Draft Room. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet celebrating 90 years of being your hometown dealership. I'm Zach Jones for WGR Sports Radio 550.
It's Mike Schopp.
You might be mocking me or you might be staunchly agreeing with me. I can't tell.
I'm mocking you.
And the Bulldog
What is Fozzie Bear's role in this production?
on WGR Sports Radio 550.
We're on from a pizzeria tomorrow. You're the expert,
Giddy up.
but let's say we're lucky enough to be handed, would you like a pizza to share? But no half and half. Would we have to discuss what to get on this pizza tomorrow? Would it be a process? Would it be easy?
I looked at their menu today just out of curiosity. I wanted to just check out, do a little scouting report on where we're going, see if I get any idea what the place looks like inside. It was mostly just pictures of the food in their gallery. But their white pizza on the menu caught my eye.
Okay. See, this is the problem. This is why we'll get back to this. Nothing against it. I love it, but I'm not sure if I have one call here. It's that. Joining us now would you like to weigh in? TJ Reeves joining us now on the West Her Hotline, sideline reporter for the Buccaneers who visit Buffalo on Sunday. It's supposed to be kind of dreary and maybe a little bit wet. Hopefully that's not too much of a problem. TJ.
Do I get in on this?
Want to?
That's the question. I've been listening off stage here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I believe I've explained this before. Capaccio knows this. And first of all, where is he? He's on in like an hour?
He's
What
on
has he
next
got
hour,
going
yeah.
on?
Covering practice.
I understand.
We didn't want him to
Allegedly.
hog the segment with you. So
Right.
he's
Here's the
left
key.
out.
Here's the key. He can't be golfing right now because it's already practically dark there, right?
Yes.
Because it gets darker there quicker right now in the Eastern time zone.
And raining and cold, and there's
All right.
there's a number of reasons why he's not golfing.
So the unelected mayor knows my situation in that I have got 17-year-old twin girls. And so you don't know from whence you speak. When we go to order a pizza right now, it's like a nuclear arms summit between all of the countries of NATO trying to figure out, okay, can we have something in common that my wife, your mother, and I might want to eat on the pizza, and you two can't even agree? So typically right now we're ending up as like a 3-pizza family where they will get like the medium or the personal, and they disagree, and then the wife and I just have to do our own thing. So the short version would be this is a debacle in my house to be at the pizza joint with you two tomorrow.
It's
trying to share the same pizza.
It's a negotiation. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have two
Life itself is a negotiation. I might have mentioned there's 17. We've got hormones. We're looking at colleges. They each want their own car. You're twins. You have all the same friends. You go to the same school. They even work at the same place. Why do you need two different cars? How did we get on this tangent? Can we get back to the Bills and the Bucs?
Almost. I'm almost ready.
I have a lot more to say about white pizza, but I'll save it for later in the show, TJ, not to waste your time.
I'm enjoying your commentary too much to leave the subject just yet. I have two teenagers and a wife who's a vegetarian, and maybe one of my kids is about to become a vegetarian. What I do usually, because we're separated so often, is I'll just buy too much pizza, and then when it happens, I'm told, why did you get so much pizza? And my answer is because I want to eat it, one. So I'm getting enough for me, probably over the span of 2 days. And then after
That's
that,
a boss move. Just a boss move, and I applaud that. I love that.
I'm doing it for me, and then you guys get it. You'll have enough. This way, nobody's hungry. That's it.
And by the way, one more next level thing, and then we'll get to the football. Obviously, I'm paying, and so if I'm buying this, I'm going to get what I want.
Right.
I'm going to buy what I want and how much I want. I love that.
Same. I'm not wasting half a pizza on cauliflower. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Exactly.
All right.
We did not come here to battle and have somebody end up with olives and somebody else end up with cauliflower. Exactly.
All right, TJ. Well, to business. State of the Buccaneers here going into Week 11. It's maybe a little bit. I'm not sure the Bills themselves are this, but I think in terms of the fan base, we're a little bit frazzled at this point. Two teams that have won their respective divisions years running. What are the Bills getting in the Bucs?
That's a good question. I think the Buccaneer word right now would be smarting, as in not thrilled, as in New England got this team last week, just like they got the Bills earlier in the year. But, the Bucs have gotten off to a really good start. They have only been 6-2 before losing last week. One other time, they'd actually only been 6-2 twice in their history, and they had only been 7-2 one other time. Ever. So there was a lot of optimism. Beat the Patriots, get yourselves to 7-2 and be ready to go for this game. It didn't happen. All right. So I look at this as somebody is going to get right, or somebody's going to get more right, or righter. Righter isn't necessarily the right grammar. Got a school teacher for a wife, by the way. That's a whole other segment. In any event, somebody gets a better between the Bills and the Buccaneers on Sunday, because, we've seen the tape and we've watched some of this. Buffalo didn't exactly perform up the standard down in Miami, and that's being kind. So now we'll see who has their act together come Sunday, and the Bucs looking to refocus for a stretch run that has a ton of home games coming, which I know they're looking forward to.
How impressed are you, and how impressed do you think the fan base is that they have the record they have, considering the caliber of players they've lost, especially on offense? To be down, a certain Hall of Famer in Evans and Godwin is no slouch either. To be missing them for the amount of time they've been missing them, not to even get to Bucky Irving and then other McMillan, whatever. Like that passing game is taking hits, and Baker managed to kind of stay at a sort of in the MVP conversation for a couple of weeks there, and that seems like that's kind of died down. But I think it's been a pretty good job considering some of the injuries.
Yeah, so far, so good. And you're right. They have had, and everybody's beat up. You've listed, I heard the laundry list of the Bills injured list. But, this team came into the beginning of the season knowing that Godwin was a question mark, and Jalen McMillan, who was a star last year, was injured in the preseason finale with the Steelers and suffered an injured neck and is still on injured reserve and may not play this year. They're hoping to have him back in December or late in the year. So you're automatically down, and then once Evans pulled his hamstring first, you're down to wide receiver 4, which is a rookie, Emeka Egbuka, who's been tremendous. But, you're playing with wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 as your primary guys, and you're still succeeding on offense and beating, the Texans in Houston and beating the Seahawks in Seattle and, getting a big win over San Francisco at home, et cetera, et cetera. And you mentioned Bucky Irving. That may be the big key. And on the Buck injury front and on that injury report, he is back practicing for the first time in 6 weeks since the game with the Eagles, where he suffered both a foot injury and a shoulder injury. And the Buccaneers kind of begrudgingly said, at least a couple of weeks ago, the shoulder situation is much worse. And so he practiced in a limited role again today, and it's anybody's guess whether he's going to give it a go here in the game on Sunday. We've still got about 72 hours to figure that out, give or take here, about whether or not he can play. But he's explosive, and he's the real deal here for this offense. He brings a whole different dimension if he can get out there even at like 75% of Bucky Irving. So stay tuned.
With TJ Reeves, what, if it matters, is the dynamic you think exists with the Bucs and like sort of the season? I mean, they've won the division years in a row, 4 years in a row. Carolina, nobody looks ready to challenge them. Maybe for a minute it did look like Atlanta might. Carolina, it feels like it's probably already theirs. It's the Bills and then the Rams on the road. Do they break ties against playing injured starters who are maybe not ready, or do you think all that other stuff is irrelevant?
I think currently the mindset is get as many wins into the storehouse here. Stock up for the stretch run of the season, because you will have a chance at that point to maybe be the 3 seed or the 2 seed. They have been in the 4 hole the last 3 years as the 4th division winner in the NFC out of the South. But Philadelphia beat them head-to-head, so did Detroit. But they beat Seattle already this year. They beat San Francisco already this year, and that Rams game will be interesting too for that matchup. So, again, I think if you're able to win this game, if you're the Buccaneers, this is how it sets up after that Ram game the week before Thanksgiving. You're going to play 3 in a row with Arizona, who is shaky at best, and no Kyler Murray. Then the Saints, who are awful. You saw them earlier in the year. The Bucs have already beaten them. I know they beat Carolina last week, but they're not good. And then the third of the 3 is a Thursday night game with Atlanta. You're going to be favored at home, all of them. You're going to be favored in all of those games. So this is why I'm saying that a 7th win here out of this and or out of the game with the Rams, you're in great position for the final 2 or 3 games of the season to get an 11th win, a 12th win, and move up to like the 3 seed or the 2 seed. That's what everybody down here is talking about. Find a way to go get one of these on the road, and you're going to be in great shape with all of the home games. They're going to play 4 of the final 6 at home, including Carolina, and have a great chance to rack up some wins and help themselves in the seeding in the NFC.
Yeah, you left off after that Atlanta home game, but then, it's a road game at Carolina, at Miami, and then home for Carolina to close the season. I mean, they're
going to be favored in every one of those games.
After that Ram game, that is cushy.
Yes, so take advantage of those. But, I mean, if you've set yourself up and you've earned this, again, I mentioned it a couple of times. I mean, the schedule maker did this team no favors putting them on the road the first 2 games, including the second game being Monday Night Football at Houston, beat Atlanta and Houston, then had to go all the way out to Seattle and beat them, and then now have this situation where you're going to play the Bills and then come back home and then go play the Rams. Loads of fun with that, but they've at least come through those tests right now with winning some of the games, and this would, again, be a large one on Sunday to get a road win here.
You get your air miles in these 2 games, then you can drive the rest of it from your home games to Carolina.
Yes, you Miami. Would think. The NASCAR division in full flex at the end of the year, correct, for Tampa Bay.
TJ, I'm interested in your opinion of the Bills. Last week, I liked Miami a lot there, and part of the reason I like a team is when no one else does, so it sort of kind of smells right to me. And, it's narrative street, but the Dolphins just I don't know if this is the right time to play a team. They just fired their GM. There's all this pressure around them that might have been a little bit alleviated, and they played loose. They got ahead, Miami, and kind of cruised. Do you think this is a good time to play the Bills? I mean, it's different than the Dolphin example, I know, but they've got injuries. There is some stress, I think, here internally as well. What they can be on offense. So many guys in and out on defense. A little bit of the, if you will, wounded animal thinking here. Maybe that's good for Tampa. Maybe it's the right time. Maybe it's not. If a team like the Bills that's done so much winning gets kind of riled up. How do you see it?
While we play sports psychologist on the mighty WGR here, I would have rather, if you're giving the choice, have Buffalo scuffled and won the game. And then they're still coming out of it thinking, hey, we're all right, we won the game, blah, blah, blah. I think it was a real wake-up call last Sunday. And I think they realize right now we got to come out and demonstrate that's not who we are, so that's dangerous if you're the Buccaneers coming in. If Buffalo had stayed in Florida, for example, and was playing the Buccaneers in Tampa this week, that might be a real concern after what you saw, but I think they're going to be focused. I think McDermott's going to have them ready to play. So they want to demonstrate that was an aberration last week. And, from watching what's going on with you guys, when you run the ball well, I mean, you're in great shape. And James Cook and the two-headed monster and even Allen getting some rush yards. This team has done very well all year and really under Todd Bowles' tenure stopping the run and not letting teams run it on them. The Patriots hit them with the home runs by Travion Henderson, 2 long touchdown runs in the game last week. But that's the thing that concerns me. Did the Bills get right, again, to use that phrase, by running the ball in the bad weather and the wind, et cetera? Are the Buccaneers ready for that? But, yeah, on the psychology part, I think privately if you ask Todd Bowles, he would say, hey, I would have rather that Buffalo had scuffled around, same thing I said, and found a way to win, because now you're angry. And now you're realizing we're going to fall farther behind in the division and in the playoff race if we don't win this game on Sunday. So it heightens the importance for the Bills.
TJ, before we run out of time, I just want to ask you about how the Baker Mayfield experience has gone for folks in Tampa. Like, what were your expectations? What would your read be of what expectations were when he got there? Because he was very much, to some extent, like a wounded animal, damaged, talking about playing sports psychologist here, and he has looked mostly every bit the guy. I don't know if he had to be the first pick in the draft, but certainly the draft status is not something to be laughed at anymore. He's been good to great year over year now in Tampa. I'm just curious about what that ride has been like in your view. So
the short version, because I know you've got to go, is we didn't really know what to expect, but the Bucs played it perfectly. You can say that in hindsight. They gave him a 1-year deal. $4 million is minimum wage money in quarterback standards and quarterback money. And he was willing to take that as a prove-it contract to cash in later. And he's tremendous to deal with. And what a leader and tough. And he sounded the alarm after last week about how the attention to detail maybe wasn't there, including in-game and in-game adjustments, and said this has got to stop. If you want to go where this team wants to go, meaning deep into the playoffs and maybe that phrase Super Bowl, you don't make the mistakes that we saw last week against the Patriots. So he's been tremendous. The area has embraced him. The area has always embraced the star quarterback of the Buccaneers, whoever it is. And he's played up to that, and he is a leader. And right now this team rolls with him. My phrase for all these interviews and shows, they will follow him into a burning building right now. There's the belief on the metaphor level. They believe in him, and let's see if he makes some magic happen on Sunday. Just real quick, he looked healthier off the bye week last week, moving better, throwing more accurately. That's a good sign coming into this game with the Bills.
We have 2 or 3 more minutes if you do. Do you?
Are we going to talk about pizza again?
No, not
go back to that, or what do you want to utilize the 2 or 3 minutes for?
We'll do that. I'll tell you. We'll do that after you're done, so it's not waste any more of your time. But there are football questions. One, how good do you think the Patriots are, having just seen them?
You're going to love this in Buffalo. Unpopular take. I still think they're overrated. I thought they were overrated coming in with the number of wins they've piled up against bad teams. Oh, and here we go again. They get to play the Jets tonight with whatever happens this evening. They made some huge plays. Full credit to them. Full credit to Drake May, who I saw at field level, and you guys saw him in Buffalo back about a month ago or so on that Sunday night game. He stood in there. But to me, that game was there to be had. Credit them for winning. Again, Vrabel's going to, if they find a way tonight, he's going to become like the 6th coach ever in his first season to win 8 straight games. So that's not an accident. When you win the 3rd in a row, the 4th in a row, it's not an accident. And now they're all the way up to 7 in a row. But I don't foresee them being a team that makes a deep run anyway, anyhow, and I could see this go the other way in a hurry, too. Like if the Jets surprise them tonight. So that's just me, unpopular take, because everybody in Boston, all the Boston honks that I have that are media people and colleagues and whoever, they're all crowing about this. They hadn't been able to say a word for 4 years, as you guys know, while you've been kicking the crap out of them. But now they're crowing, and let's see how long it lasts for New England. There's my take.
I was in row 3 for Patriots Bills that Sunday night. Everything about May was a box checked. Even on the sideline, I was in the Patriots sideline, and he was just like, just
impressive.
Just right.
He's impressive. He held in there while getting crushed last week a few times, and obviously Diggs, who's been there. Diggs made some big plays in the game, 2 or 3 big catches in the game.
Yep.
It's not as if this is a total accident, what they're doing. I'm just not a big picture believer in them if they start mixing it up with the best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree. Diggs did that even with those guys in front of me, Bulldog, trying to the extent of being thrown out of the stadium to rattle them. Didn't work.
Oh, come on. Are these guys going to be behind me trying to get after me about the pizza takes and whatever else here on WGR? Are they upset or what?
No, you're all good. You said you don't think the Patriots are that good, so no one's going to get after you.
I agree.
Yes, the enemy of my friend. What is it? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
There it is.
That's what that is. The enemy of the enemy is my friend.
Bulldog and I still have to settle Tampa Bay Buccaneers Mount Rushmore. Do you have an easy time with 4 names or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's on it, Bulldog? Give me the names.
I've not even started yet. Mike did this exercise earlier today on another podcast he was on.
Leroy Selman.
That was the first name.
Brooks,
2.
Warren Sapp, if you want. Do you include Tom Brady, who was only here for 3 years, for what he was able to do, or does that disqualify him because he wasn't here long enough?
I think that's a joke.
I went Selman, Brooks, Mike Evans, Brady. But Filippone,
Mike Evans has to be there.
Filippone went Sapp over Brady. I just
I can't have Brady there.
I want Brady there because
that is your distaste for everything that went on in the 2000s and the 2010s from New England.
Well, it's also that he was there for a cup of coffee with an incredible career he's had. Like I don't know that
the dude was the leading quarterback in the league the second season as a 44-year-old. He led the league in everything.
Sorry for making this hockey. If the Sabres got the best player in the sport, arguably ever, Patrick Kane could have been this. He was not the best player ever.
Right.
Yeah.
If the Sabres got somebody like a legend already established to come to the Sabres and they won, he's on Mount Rushmore even if he scored 8 goals.
Yeah. Like Gretzky late in his career if it had happened,
right.
For example.
That's why I picked Brady because like if I'm the Bucs, I'm sort of flaunting it. He picked us.
I'm not coming to your monument.
All right. TJ, it's been fun. Anytime you want to join us, I mean, you probably have other things to do, but...
No. I want to know the outcome. I'll be up there. I'll be around Capaccio. I love Sal. But when you come to a resolution, please relay to me what got discussed on the singular pizza that you two are going to have tomorrow. I got to know.
Okay, we will. Thank you, TJ.
You guys be well. We look forward to Sunday for the Bucs and the
All
Bills.
right. Safe travels, man. Thank you again.
TJ Reeves at Buck Sideline Guy on Twitter. All right, that was a fun ride. No way do you get it's not the pizza for your life, but it's...
No, I have an explanation
pizza.
why I got the white pizza.
Okay.
I'll if we're going to discuss it further, I'll explain.
Fairness to you, you just said it looked good on the menu. That's it. That's all you said.
Yes, and one of the details listed on the menu about it got my attention.
All right, I'm going to try to guess what that is now. Sal will join us at 803-0550 for your calls. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, WGR.
Good news for the Bills' official injury report for today. Does still have 14 names on it, but just 4 players were not full participants. 2 did not practice. Again, Dalton Kincaid and Fidarian Mathis. And then the 2 others were limited, Cam Lewis and Khalil Shakir. And the Barnes Firm Injury Report, it is brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Injured for help. Call 1-800-8-MILLION. We'll get more on the Bills when Zach Capaccio joins the show in just about a half hour at 5 p.m. Week 11, though, gets underway tonight. The Patriots do host the New York Jets. Patriots are going to be in their rivalry jerseys tonight. Kickoff at 8:15 over on Amazon Prime, and you can listen to this game over on our sister station, the Bet 1520. Some QB news. C.J. Stroud, he has been ruled out this week versus the Titans. Davis Mills, again, will get the start for Houston. And then Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, he returned to practice after missing yesterday with what was described as knee soreness. And then the Jets, ahead of tonight's game, have placed wide receiver Garrett Wilson on IR. For the Sabres, they are in a back-to-back. They are at Colorado tonight, pregame at 8 for a 9 p.m. puck drop. That is, of course, right here on WGR. And join WGR and Bud Light for a Buffalo Football Friday happy hour. Schopp Bulldog going to be broadcasting live on Friday. That is tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Leo's Pizzeria, 2220 Southwestern Boulevard. You will also have a chance to enter to win a Josh Allen jersey. No purchase necessary. Enjoy other live broadcasts coming up at Mitchell's Tavern and the Draft Room. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus. That's Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet celebrating 90 years of being your hometown dealership. I'm Zach Jones for WGR Sports Radio 550.
Happy for him. He's a heck of a player. Kind of hard to watch when, the first situation unfolded the way it did, because you just have so much respect for him. And it's a great example of the journey is the journey. And when you stick with it and you kind of get yourself in the right spot, and how he's played and his impact then, I'm sure, in terms of the example that he is, even beyond the playing field, right? As a person, I hear stories about his faith and super impressed by that. And that's what you want to see, right? That's what you want to hear. And that's good for our league, and it's good for, I'm sure, the community down there as well.
Sean McDermott on Baker Mayfield. Interesting matchup, and an important one for the Bills, if not both teams. Buffalo at 6-3, perhaps facing a 2-game deficit, depending on whether New England wins tonight. Actually, they would be if New England wins tonight. 9-2 versus 6-3. It's not your traditional 2-game lead,
right.
But still, New England. I'm right with our last guest. We've said it all year, I think. I've felt this way the whole year. Good enough to hang with you, anybody, to win games, schedule's easy. But I can't imagine they just run the table. And they kind of have. In fact, their 2 losses, well, this is really the point. I'm not trying to contradict myself. But their 2 losses have been stupid. 5 turnovers against Pittsburgh, and the opening day loss to the Raiders. And we had 6 months or whatever to sort of preview week 1, not 6 months, 3.5 months, to preview week 1. And the Patriots schedule comes out. I'm like, say what you want about how young May is and a first-year coach and what they don't have. But look at this.
The schedule, right?
Look at the schedule. And the Raiders were a part of that point at home. What are the Raiders? It turns out, what are the Raiders was the right question. Like, they're bad,
right.
But they still won there.
Yep.
And that's the thing. I mean, they're not so good. Nobody is so good that they just beat everybody. And I like the points tonight because, like, New England 13?
Yeah,
I'll be a sucker for that.
I took Atlanta getting 5.5 against them and made it. I mean, Atlanta almost beat them, almost tied them, whatever. It was a super tight game.
Right.
Like, as bad, the Jets traded away Sauce Gardner, and they traded away Quinnen Williams and whatever. Garrett Wilson is on IR now. I have a very hard time believing the Patriots. I mean, they weren't whatever they weren't. The market tells you, but I'd have a very hard time backing them as almost a 2-touchdown favorite.
You would take, what are they, 8-2?
Yeah.
Anybody would take 9-4. Like, unless you're to root against them. You're trying to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You'd take 1 win out of the next 3 from New England. Home to the Jets, 2-touchdown favorite. At the Bengals. And then home to the Giants. Like, they have to win 2 of those games, right?
Yeah.
So
they should. Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
That's 10-3. This is sort of like the next level of the point a couple of weeks ago before the Chief game. Like, what would have to happen for the Bills to be in like a good position going to New England, which they do in Week 15. Patriots go Jets, at Bengals, Giants, bye week, Bills. So, I mean, 2 is even not that great out of 3.
Yeah.
That would be 10-3. And that's the best I can do against Tampa Bay, at Houston, at Pittsburgh, and the Bengals. That's the best I can do. And if I match them 10-3, 10-3, then Week 15 is for the division.
For the division
probably.
lead at that point. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
For the lead. The Bills will still have to play the Eagles. The Patriots will still have to go to Baltimore. So
yeah,
the winner of that game, if they're both 10-3 going into Foxborough,
the winner of that game's in great shape.
Will be a huge favorite to win the division from there.
Yeah.
But that requires the Bills to sweep their next 4 opponents and New England to lose one of these 3 games, which, that's probably the likeliest scenario, I would say. I think they could lose tonight.
I do too. I think, I mean, we say it all the time, and it's so frustrating when it's the team we care the most about, obviously the Bills, doing it. But most teams in the league have 1 or more games a year like the Bills had on Sunday. It just happens. You just don't have your stuff, whatever it is. Enough guys just aren't feeling it that day, whatever it is. And your opponent, a couple things go right, and they get in front and start feeling it, and you just, okay, it's not our day. And that game Sunday had every smell of that. Right? I didn't think Miami came charging out of the gates. They were burning timeouts before the clock even started running in this game, and then they threw an interception on their first possession. They came out like gangbusters. It just they settled into the game and all right, we got these guys. And the good drive. Oh, Cook fumbles. Good drive. Oh, Allen fumbles. Oh, good drive. Oh, interception in the end zone. Whew. There you go. There's your ball game. So, yeah, thinking about the schedule and talking with our last guest, this is it's an interesting little pocket in Tampa's schedule with this Bills game. Well, New England can fit in here too if you want on the road. No, that was a home game for Tampa, excuse me. But here, 2 road games, contending level, big time preseason and even in-season Super Bowl type teams, Bills, Rams. The schedule after that is cake. Is this not a spot? And by the way, Tampa, Buffalo are not in the same conference. So there's that piece too. I don't love the trap game conversation and all that, but the Ram game is a way bigger game for this team. I'd be surprised if they push a guy like Bucky Irving into this game as opposed to having him closer to 100% for next week. That's just me and a little bit of wishful thinking. I'd rather not have to deal with him, but I think it'd be maybe rushing. He hasn't played in many, many weeks. So anyway, I could see them sort of having the same conversation we're having internally, looking at the schedule and going yeah, let's rest a little. I don't know. Maybe they just won't be right on top of it on Sunday because the Ram game outranks this one. And then to the finish line from there, even if they lose both of these games, not that you can count on just coasting, but that schedule is ludicrously easy after that Ram game next week for them.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Let's go to Carl here. Hi, Carl.
Hi. Thank you for taking my calls, guys. I want to talk about my big picture concern about this team, and it's I think how Josh Allen is being managed in terms of, first of all, I see a lot of parallels to Cam Newton, both 6'5", 237, athletic freaks. Both were in organizations where Brandon Beane had significant influence over the roster construction. And in year 8, Cam Newton started 6-2, just like Josh Allen, and then he had a big loss in Pittsburgh to go to 6-3, and he was never the same after that. He dinged up his shoulder. And I feel like that kind of it did spook the Bills a little bit into making Josh Allen run less. But the thing is, they haven't surrounded him with good receivers really since 2022 outside of Diggs. And if you're asking him to run less and now he's just sitting in the pocket, no one's open, and then he's just rolling to the right, taking hits here and there. And if you're going to run him more, you're going to subject him to more hits here and there. I just feel like if you're going to want him to run less, you need receivers around him. And I feel like he could be destined to repeat Cam Newton's fate. He's only 29 years old, but Cam Newton really started to slow down after that age 29 season, in part due to injuries, but also in part due to what was around him that caused him to play such a physical brand of football. So that's just like my big picture concern with the Bills, that they might have less time than people realize because of what Cam Newton was surrounded with and what Josh Allen is being surrounded with now.
Maybe. It's been a popular comparison for years, Allen and Newton, and you basically laid it all out. Nothing I can really do about it now. Even the deadline is passed, so we wanted the Bills, most of us wanted the Bills to show a little bit more urgency than they ended up showing, or whether they were urgent or not, they didn't get anything done. So,
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a big year. This was a, if not now, when kind of year coming in, and especially how Kansas City and Baltimore stumbled out of the gate. But now we're living in a world where New England and Indianapolis might be better, not to mention, or Denver, not to mention the other teams, and
Right.
that's what's on the line. The line. Oh, I could do this for a living. Coming up next, Sal Capaccio at 5. This is WGR. Need to take your game day to the next level? Enter at WGR550.com right now for a chance to win a $300 tailgate tray certificate from Alibaba Kebab to feed 12 football fans. Each Friday, so tomorrow, a winner will be announced during our show, Football Friday. Fire up your taste buds at any of Alibaba Kebab's 3 locations. And that's an order.
Got it.
Now it's time for The Line, Bulldog, presented by FanDuel.
I am ready.
An official sports betting partner of the NFL. Take it.
What?
We're ready.
Yeah. No, well, before we get to the football, we end up getting so far into the NFL stuff, and I know that's our focus, but I bet when I bet as much on hockey as I bet on football. Neither is in grievous amounts, but I do as much hockey. There are 2 money line bets I like with road teams tonight in the NHL. If you want to pair them up and take a run at it, I think I might do this. The Ducks are plus 118, so not huge, but still, it's plus money in Detroit. The Ducks are one of the best teams in the league so far this year. They got pretty humbled the other night in Colorado, but good young team. Leo Carlson is looking every bit like a superstar in the making, and there's other young talent there. So I like them on the plus side there. And the Sharks also, lots of good young players led by Macklin Celebrini. Of course, they're plus 140 at Calgary. Calgary has 10 points on the season. They played 18 games. They have 10 points. They are the worst team in the league. Even worse than Buffalo. So those 2 road underdogs, not have to lay any goals or anything, just on the money line, pair them up and have a little fun.
You're not throwing the Sabres in? That'd be more fun.
I can't. No, I'm not. No, but plus 300. Yeah, I mean, that's as big a number as I ever have seen.
Yeah, Travis Yost made the point that especially when it's this early in the season, as opposed to later when a team is tanking and they've made trades, they're just sort of in shambles. This team is in shambles, I think, already.
Yes.
What do you do about it?
Make a trade?
Thompson going, Tuck going. Shouldn't they do those things? Not necessarily Thompson, but shouldn't Tuck be traded?
Tuck's going to have to be traded.
Well,
there's almost no question about it. I can't. It's almost Thanksgiving. Is that okay? Almost. Where the contract extension is not imminent. It's not happening. If you're him, would you? All the money in the world right now. I don't know if I'd sign here as much as you love it here. It's spiraling again. Why would you choose to spend the back end of your career here? I always thought that was a realistic outcome, the way he sounded when the season ended, and I know how he has sounded since about how much he likes it here and is open to it and all that, but they didn't get there in the summer, and I can't imagine them getting there now.
Well,
so anyway.
What does it do to anything, like the fans? What does it do if they made a move like that in November when it might be the best time to make it? You give your partner in the trade the most Alex Tuck they could have.
4 months of him, yeah, right.
I mean, do the fans need a sign from the Sabres that they think they're out of it? Do they even need that? Because it's how it feels. It's what it looks like. They were run out of the gym last night. They could they had the lead, they could have survived it, but dominated in shots. I mean, now it's the Avs, best team in hockey.
They had the better of shot attempts overall in the game, but the third period they got absolutely run out of the game in the third period. To be fair, I also collapsed after 2 last night. I fell asleep.
Well, you have more excuses than they have. They had 3 days off before that game too.
Yeah.
No fun.
All right, what about tonight? That's why people are here.
I'm on the Jets because I can't give 13 with New England. I just I don't see the Patriots as a team like that, and I've gotten away with it a time or two this year with the Jets. How do they do it? Don't ask me that. No follow-up questions.
Right.
Do they need another kickoff return to cover a spread like this? I mean, they won outright last week as underdogs against the Browns.
They won 2 in a row.
They've won 2 in a row. No Garrett Wilson. He goes to IR. There's nothing I'm not brave enough to play Justin Fields. I have a lot of Justin Fields teams. I've hung on dearly, thinking that, not in the last couple of weeks, but thinking that there might be a turnaround, and I just don't see it. Last week he had 53 passing yards and 42 or so came on one screen pass in the whole game. That's just crazy. But I'm not going to start Justin Fields anywhere, maybe one team, but only because that's a desperate situation. But I'm going to bet the over on passing yards tonight. I've already done it.
What is that number?
It's like 140-ish.
Yeah. Well, I hate to be boring. I've got ground to make up, but I do not like the Patriots at all with that big a number. FanDuel says 12.5, by the way. So officially, if we're putting this down for the picks, I'm with you though. So let's take 13 if we can.
Let's make it 30.
I'm on the Jets too. I don't.
Wow.
After last week. You should have seen the bet slip. I should tweet it out. The parlay I had for the Denver game that ended 10-7 was like over Bo Nix passing yards like 225 or something. Receivers, over reception. It was all modest stuff. Like it was all minus money, but it was like 8 legs of that, like Cortland Sutton 40 yards, right? That kind of thing. And I mean, it was just all X's. Nothing hit. To say nothing about a couple of touchdowns I had mixed in, but everything else was all minus money, but 200 or more minus, and nothing hit.
Too bad it's not one of those deals where if you get them all wrong, you get your money back.
Right.
You have an 18 parlay and you go 0 for 8. Shouldn't you win something?
It was so bad.
Like last place wins something in big picks contest sometimes. Right. It's almost just as hard to get them all wrong than all right. Sal coming up next. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, WGR.
Good news for the Bills' official injury report. While it does still stand at 14 names, just 4 players were not full participants, 2 of which did not practice, Dalton Kincaid and Fedarian Mathis, and then 2 were limited, Cam Lewis and Khalil Shakir. Again, everyone else was a full participant. And the Barnes Firm Injury Report, it is brought to you by The Barnes Firm. Injured for help, call 1-800-8-million. We'll get more on the Bills as Sal Capaccio joins the show next. Week 11 gets underway tonight. Patriots host the New York Jets. Pats are going to be in their rivalry jerseys tonight, and kickoff is at 8:15 over on Amazon Prime. But you can also listen to tonight's game over on our sister station, The Bet 1520. We've also got some quarterback news around the league. C.J. Stroud ruled out this week versus the Titans. He's dealing with a concussion. Davis Mills will get the start again for Houston. And then Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, he returned to practice today after missing yesterday with what was being described as knee soreness. And then ahead of tonight's game, the Jets have placed wide receiver Garrett Wilson on IR. The Sabres, they are back in action tonight, finishing up a back-to-back yesterday in Utah, tonight at Colorado, pregame at 8 for a 9 p.m. puck drop, both going to be right here on WGR. And then 9 other games in the NHL, some of the notables. 3 at 7, Ottawa hosting Boston, Ducks are in Detroit, and then Montreal has Dallas in town. Also at 9 o'clock, going along with the Sabres, Calgary hosts San Jose, and then 2 games at 10, Vegas hosting the Islanders and the Jets. They are in Seattle versus the Kraken. And then join WGR and Bud Light for a Buffalo Football Friday happy hour. Show 'em Bulldog going to be broadcasting live on Friday, that is tomorrow, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Leo's Pizzeria, 2220 Southwestern Boulevard. You'll have a chance to enter and win a Josh Allen jersey. No purchase necessary. And you can also enjoy some other live broadcasts coming up at Mitchell's Tavern and the Draft Room. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet celebrating 90 years of being your hometown dealership. I'm Zach Jones for WGR Sports Radio 550.
I finally did it. I had beef carpaccio. It's been a while, Sal. I've been meaning to bring this up to you for, I don't know, like a month now. But like mid-October, my wife and I went for like an overnight getaway in Niagara Falls, Ontario. And there's this fantastic farm-to-table restaurant that was a part of the deal. And beef carpaccio was on the menu. And unlike when we were on vacation in Puerto Rico last year, it was also on the menu there, but it had like an anchovy something to it. I was like, that's a no for me, dog. This did not have anchovies. It was an excellent appetizer. I enjoyed it very much.
I like that. I have not had it very often. I have had it once or twice. It's not even like memorably stands out, but just I know I have had it. And of course, as you guys can imagine, like how many people just in daily life believe that's my last name. Right, with the R in it, and it's like I have to like, no, it's not. I said, and I always, I'm good about it, but I'm like, right. Carpaccio is what you eat. I'm Carpaccio.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't eat Sal. No, there's a big difference.
No.
Bulldog, are you an Andy Reid bye-week truther? Would you say? So
what does that mean?
And I'm asking Sal too. Well, everybody,
yes.
Not everybody. What percentage of football fans just sort of know that Andy Reid's teams win off bye weeks?
Excellent off the bye, right?
They're off a bye this week in Denver. His record is 22-4 off bye weeks.
Okay.
So I wondered, just give me a minute if you can, please. Like, does he go back to when they had 2 bye weeks in a season? I didn't remember how long they did that for, but I remember the NFL doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It was only for one season.
Really?
1993.
I didn't know it was only for 1 year.
In 2001, because of 9/11, there were 2 weeks off during the season, but that wasn't a bye week. So Andy Reid goes back to 99. So I'm looking this up, Sal. Like, when did this start? You're going to love this. Maybe. You'll hopefully at least like it. 1999 is his first year as head coach, Philadelphia. 17-week season, 16 games. Their bye week was in week 16.
Wow.
Can you believe that was a thing?
No.
Well, did they have 31 teams and someone had to be off every week?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I think that happened.
Maybe. Okay,
Yes.
well, that's a good thought. Their bye week was Christmas, the 99 Eagles. Now, they were bad. There was a loss here in 99. This is McNabb. Sort of they're building it, right? The 99 Eagles go to 3-11. They beat New England in week 15 to go to 4-11. Then it's their bye week. And their final game is against the Rams, who were like one of the most dominant teams ever for one season. Like plus 284 point differential. Look that up. Like insanely good. But the Rams don't need the game. It's in Philadelphia. Warner plays. Like their guys played for into the third quarter.
Wow.
Even though they had clinched the one in the NFC. So they played. Vermeil back in Philly. Rookie coach Andy Reid. The Eagles win this game. Joe Germain goes in for the Rams. The Eagles win this game to finish 5-11. But his first bye week win was this win, post-bye week win, which comes off week 16 bye.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sal's right
The
about
31
that
team
Christmas
thing
point.
has to be. It has to be. There's no
It
way
is,
you
because
would.
I just looked it
Yeah.
up. The Browns were the only team to not play in week 17.
So the Browns got the last week of the season off?
Correct. And the first week of the season, the Chargers had the first week of the season off.
Oh, wow. I did not remember that. That's really good.
What an awful way to start or end a season.
They threw the Browns back into the league, and they hadn't gotten to the Texans yet.
Correct.
Wow. Anyway, Chiefs at Broncos. Andy Reid
so
off
is
the
that
bye.
is that where what's the Andy Reid bye week truther? Like that's it?
Well,
really?
no. Like, are you somebody that would pick the Chiefs because of that? You know, just would that be a tiebreaker? Would it be meaningless? What is it to you that he has this record off buys?
It definitely would be factored in, but the fact it's way more important to me that they're excellent.
Okay,
like
that seems right.
If they didn't have Patrick Mahomes coming out of a bye, I don't know that I would care that much that Andy Reid is excellent coming out of a bye.
Sal, McDermott's like 9-0, right?
He is 9. McDermott has the best record of guys with that many games, 9-0. 9-0 after a bye. I think Nick Sirianni is undefeated after a bye. I don't know, maybe this year changed that if they have. Harbaugh's pretty good. I actually do believe in it a lot.
Okay.
I factor this in when I make my pick. Yes. Like if I'm thinking I definitely swing more towards the Chiefs in this game because they're coming off a bye, because I think Andy Reid, 2 weeks to get ready, he knows the big game. Absolutely. But I generally think that way about most games anyway. That's just because he's so good and because of what Bulldog said. They're very good. For example, when the Bills play the Patriots, do you guys realize the Patriots are coming off a bye?
Yes.
Like that's going to matter to them, to me.
Yeah.
Right. They'll play Monday night the week before and then have the bye before they play the Bills, but still. Okay. The Bills could use another bye week. They're not entitled to it. Lots of injuries, but did things get better today?
Yeah, and honestly, guys, like I said yesterday, 14 names on the injury report, but when you have an injury report with 14 names, it's as good as it could be, actually, to be honest with you. But now, and the reason I said that was because yesterday they had 7 guys on defense limited, 1 on offense, Khalil Shakir, but all, except for Shakir, all the defenders were wearing regular jerseys, no red non-contact, Khalil was, and then you only had 4 DMPs today, down to 2 DMPs. So it's good. It's really nice.
And a lot
2
of the
DMPs.
limited is converted to fulls, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. In fact, maybe yesterday was 2, but either way, that's the point.
Yeah.
Today only 2 DMPs and 2 limited. I guess that's the main point here, and I think that's very, very encouraging, obviously. And the DMPs, Dalton Kincaid, we're not expecting him to play. I would not be surprised if Sean McDermott also rules out Fedarian Mathis tomorrow after 2 days of not practicing and knowing that TJ Sanders has been practicing all week in full, and they have an open roster spot to just sign him back.
What do you think of Shakir's status here, Sal?
I mean, he's tough. He's a tough guy. We know that. And the way he plays, the fact that he's been practicing this week, starting off the week on Wednesday, I like that. So that's encouraging. But we have seen guys practice and not play. And I would say this, though, even if I don't know, it's up in the air for me, like his status. But I think about things like this. So even if he's going to play, let's say they think, okay, he's good enough to play. Can you really have him return punts? I don't think so. I mean, that would be, maybe a little bit risky there with the injury, taking a shot, like a guy coming down. So does that mean Codrington's active? But then I get to, you just signed McCole Hardman. And by the way, so everybody knows, his name is pronounced McCole. so everybody knows. I asked him, is it Mecole or McCole? He said McCole, because I was calling him Mecole. Just want everybody to know that going forward. Then they also have Gabe Davis, who I think is going to be elevated here at some point, and I think probably this weekend would seem like that. So to me, the roster is very interesting on how you want to handle it, considering the punt return, Shakir, Codrington, who's been inactive, Mecole Hardman, and then the wide receiver part with Gabe Davis as well, along with Mecole Hardman.
Right. Would you how many call-ups do they get per week exactly? Is it 2?
2.
Okay. I mean,
Did you see 2 receivers, though? I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Are you going to use 2 of those on Davis and Hardman?
Probably
Boy,
not.
that's tough. But, you don't have a punt return unless you put Codrington in, like you're saying about Shakir. Like, I respect your point about Shakir. Wanting to minimize his exposure. If he's going to play, you want to have him on offense and maybe take that off his plate. It's funny, they dabbled. Didn't Coleman return, like, a punt somewhere in there? But that went away, and boy, I would be at this point stunned if they put him back there. Just the way everything's going, the last thing I think anyone needs to see is him flub a punt at this point with the way the year has been going for him. And it's really ramped up this week, with some of the routes he didn't really exactly run hard on against Miami. I don't think that's an option. I mean, it is, but I don't think it's one that I would expect to see. So I wonder what they do there.
I'll even flip it around the other way. What if it's just having Khalil Shakir catch punts because of the wind? It's going to be a windy day. And we know McDermott thinks about these things, right? Like, remember, Micah Hyde would go back there in those situations a lot of times and say, we got to have it. So to your point about Coleman, I agree. Now, if it wasn't like that, I would think maybe there's more of a chance. But that's a little risky. You're talking about a really windy day inside that stadium.
Right. To
have Coleman go back there, and you're right. All of a sudden, he muffs one, and now, man, there's an avalanche, right, of what we're talking about, and the fans are coming after. So back to Mike's original question. I just think it's up in the air. He's a tough guy. He has been practicing. That's encouraging to me. But he has been in a red non-contact jersey, and it's not just the ribs. It's also the ankle. So you're dealing with a couple things there.
Right, 2 injuries.
Yeah.
Sal Capaccio on the Wester Hotline. How might maybe your ideas or what you could possibly sense the Bills have in mind, this is one of those moments perhaps where they could really change things up, whether that involves Coleman or especially if Shakir misses, they're going to have to. But no Kincaid. They're already using the 3 tight ends. I wonder, is it Gilliam? Do they go harder into the heavy looks without
maybe
Kincaid?
Maybe more 22 instead of 13? Yeah, right.
Like, what would you predict or even suggest?
Yeah, I think I don't think that you're going to get an elevation of Kaliki Latu. It's possible, tight end for Dalton Kincaid, because if you go back to the Atlanta game, that's not what they did. The Atlanta game was 2 tight ends and Reggie Gilliam. And then, of course, they lost, Josh Palmer during the game, which hurt. But, yeah, I would think it's Gilliam. Gilliam can play like a tight end role, but he's really a fullback. But you can just kind of go heavy. That doesn't change. That part of the game doesn't change for them, right? Whereas they want to go heavy, they want to run. You probably just see Reggie Gilliam on the field a little bit more, where they're really hurting, obviously, in the pass game and the matchups that they want to create with Dalton Kincaid on the field. And this is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense that's given up some big plays in the passing game, including last week. In fact, they gave up big plays in the run game last week, but they've been very good against the run. Their numbers aren't as good against the pass. And, you'd love to have a guy that you feel can match up down the field a little bit in that intermediate level, because I think that's where Dalton Kincaid would really help. But without Dalton Kincaid, to me, I think they're just leaning more into Reggie Gilliam and having him on the field a little bit. And you're right, 22, have 2 running backs out there. Reggie Gilliam's played a very vital role for this team this year. I mean, he was really good against the Chiefs. I mean, they put him in, and he – I mean, that was something they leaned into a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if they want to do something similar here.
You got a lot of love on that broadcast, too. Like, you were doing, of course, your own, our own broadcast, but Romo and Nance were all, like, it could even, you'd be reaching a little, I think, but I might make room for the Reggie Gilliam game. Just the way they taught. He didn't do any, he didn't score a touchdown or recover a fumble or, like, anything crazy, right? Score on a blocked punt or something, but he was just featured way more than maybe you've ever heard Reggie Gilliam featured in a network telecast.
For not even getting one touch.
Right.
That's right. He hasn't had the ball yet in his hands this year, right? I mean, at some point that's coming, right? Do we think they're going to get to the goal line? They're going to give Reggie Gilliam the ball? He's going to score a touchdown? I don't know. Give him a little reward. I mean, maybe you're in a 2-touchdown lead or something. You do something like that. It would make sense. But,
right.
Yeah, he hasn't touched the ball. But he's on the field quite a bit this year. And, yes, this is part of what the Bills want to do, though. They want to control the ground game. They want to control the line of scrimmage. And they want to physically beat you at the line of scrimmage. And we're all having this discussion about, Josh Allen, why are you not throwing? What's wrong with the passing game? And all that is fair. But here comes the run game with Reggie Gilliam, which they like to be able to do, and they do it pretty well.
I mean, if this game becomes the Reggie Gilliam game, they probably win, because why would we name it after a player
right.
when they? But it's also like just going to make it worse, isn't it? Like if Reggie Gilliam scores twice or something on his first 2 touches of the season, or whatever that is, are we really going to calm down out here about what they're not? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see if it happens.
Palmer, of course, is trending in absolutely the right direction. That's no surprise. He has been practicing limited going back into last week, even, and maybe even the week before. But he's full 2 days in a row, so you get that back at least, right? That doesn't exactly offset Shakir, but it is. Maybe it helps offset Kincaid a little, because Palmer at least is. Someone who, while he hasn't filled up the stat sheet yet as a Bill, he could have a game in him here. Like the Josh Palmer game is a little more palatable than the Reggie Gilliam game. Right.
I'll listen to that.
That'd be great. I mean, I think back, his signature play has to be that throw and catch against Baltimore, right?
Right.
Him and Josh, and when the Bills were having their comeback, and I think about what he can do and run a route and get to that spot and. That there you go. There's your chemistry. I know he had a nice one down the field to start the game against Atlanta, but of course we forget about that because they didn't win the game. But he was going to be featured in that game. He already was before he got hurt. So I do think that he can help the passing game a lot for sure. And I'm interested to see the snap counts here. Now, we're in a spot here where Keon Coleman's been on the field 71% of the time. And that's a lot for this wide receiver group because the next best guy, the next closest is Khalil Shakir at 60. And that's with playing every game. So, I know they've taken some load off him here or there early in the season when they had a couple, wins. But this is interesting to me because you have Gabe Davis sitting there. If we find out by Saturday at 4 p.m. that Gabe Davis is elevated, I'm just going to be really interested in how this all plays out. But Josh Palmer, to me, has to be a guy that needs to be on the field for a little bit more for your passing game to work.
Yeah.
I know we talk about this constantly, but nevertheless, can you really believe it? Can you believe that we're at McCole Hardman levels of effort or grief or denial or whatever that would be here, and Gabe Davis? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to assume that it won't pop. Even Palmer, like what's Palmer on his best day? 4 for 80, something like that, which is good. But I mean, I don't think there's a much higher ceiling than that. So it's just it isn't shocking.
Yeah,
but it's also shocking.
Yeah, and Sale, real quick
get away with that?
On this, not to get hung up on every little word and microanalyze everything. But there's a clip that we already played today that caught my attention. McDermott talking about Hardman, and he says I'm excited to see when. It's like when, not if. Basically, he hasn't played in a while. I'm excited to see what he can do for us. Not like if he can do for us, he's going to get a shot is how it sounded to me, which I don't know that means this week, but it does sort of speak to maybe an underlying frustration, like an undercurrent of frustration that McDermott has had with the receiver group all year.
Yes, I think there's 2 parts of this. It's he said how he can help us.
Right. Thank you.
I would say this, first of all, if you're on the practice squad, Sean McDermott still believes that you're helping the team.
Okay.
So how can he help us, right? Like you're helping the team. But I do agree with your point and the overall premise, which is they're at a point at the wide receiver room where they didn't go out and get him for nothing, right? I mean, they needed this. They needed a guy who can come in with this skill set. And I think even more so if you expand that quote and that answer, which was that you guys played, the speed is real. I'm excited to see him out there. You could feel that this is a guy that he's going to be watching and saying, when can I put this guy on the field? Is this possible? I need to see it. I don't think it's necessarily a fait accompli at this point, but I do think that it's something that they're not doing this just for a paper transaction and just for looks.
Okay. TJ Reeves seemed He got over it, but he seemed annoyed that you weren't on with us earlier when we talked to him.
Oh, I didn't listen to my buddy. Didn't listen. I'm going to go back and listen online.
Where's Sal?
Oh, my God.
He was like Tan Mom screaming for Sal. Where's Sal?
TJ is a great friend. When I lived in Florida, the mid-'90s, mid to late 90s, I would listen to Tampa radio. And I heard this guy, TJ Reeves. And then there was this. Do you guys remember this? It was called Prime Sports Network.
Yes.
It was on the radio for a while. Do you remember that, right?
Yep.
And I remember he went, and he was like one of the hosts. I'm like, oh, it's the guy from Tampa I listened to. And I would listen to him a lot and just kind of, became one of the voices. Well, years later, when I got this role, and the Bills played the Bucs, maybe in 17, maybe even before that, whenever, I said, I would like to have a guy on. And I said, oh, he's still doing Tampa radio. He's on the sideline. So I reached out to him. And we just started talking, and we have become great friends since then. Our families have spent time at Busch Gardens together. I've gotten to know he has 2 twin girls,
yes.
Seniors in high school.
We got the lowdown, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But anyway, and when they came here 2 years ago, one of the coolest stories I'll tell you is I took TJ and the great Gene Deckerhoff out for wings. And Gene has been doing Florida State football and Tampa Bay Buccaneers football for a long, long time. Anyway, I just think those are, to me, it's just a cool story of how, those relationships develop. And
yep.
I'm really glad that, we've become friends.
Very good. Tomorrow we'll get more into the Bucs. Thanks for your time, Sal.
You got it.
Touch Sal Capaccio on the West Her Hotline. His appearances are brought to you by New York's only outlet liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet?
I'm not optimistic about Hardman and any of this still, but I don't want to be cynical. However, he's been sitting on the Green Bay practice squad. Is that not a team that has needed help at wide receiver? Jaden Reed got hurt right away. So now it's Dobbs. He's fine. Watson didn't come back until recently. Golden is a rookie. Wasn't working. It was all Tucker Kraft. They lose Tucker Kraft, and now their offense is terrible. Feels like this is a guy with lots of experience, the speed point.
Yep.
And they're already, they're not a team with an alpha. They're a team that's done what the Bills are doing.
You would have thought he might have gotten a look in the rotation there at some point.
You might have thought he could have helped them, but they didn't, apparently. And that doesn't mean it can't work here. I just don't really know what it's likely to be. I mean, even when he was with the Chiefs, not in 4 years has he had a season where he caught more than 25 passes. So, you get that one, you get that version of Rashid Shaheed here, then, all is forgiven maybe. But I still think ultimately this is all going to come down to January. And if they can get that play or have that player to do what they're lacking, then we will not even care about this anymore. It just has to happen then. And knowing that can't happen now is frustrating when it comes to talking about it. Still, I mean, they're not home yet. They're not into January yet.
No.
A loss Sunday would really hurt. 803-0550 for your thoughts. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, WGR.
Folks, Bulldog here for FanDuel, letting you know every
Been living in sin so long, all the feels are gone. Fella stopped me on the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day upright. It seems your meal ticket is gone, but life goes on. I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat in the middle of the street. Roller coaster, take me to a better time. Let's go. All sing your high line with the roller coaster of life. Yeah. It's time to all choose your timeline on the roller coaster of life. You seem to easily forget how to place your bet. When everyday life gets you down, you gotta steal the crown. Got to own it. Don't bitch and moan about it, please. God forbid you scrape your knees, and it's nothing to sneeze at. Oh, I've told you over and over again. You gotta get both hands around it and make your own plans. Roller coaster, it's taking over, it's about time. Oh, all sing your high line on the roller coaster of life. We've got to all choose your timeline with the roller coaster of life. Roller coaster. I want to go down the rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole of life. And now it's about to leave. Oh, roller coaster.
Only 4 do not practice in full. 2 do not practice, Dalton Kincaid and Fedarian Mathis, and the other 2 were limited, Cam Lewis and Khalil Shakir. Again, everyone else was a full participant. And the Barnes Firm Injury Report, it is brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Injured for help, call 1-800-8-MILLION. Week 11 gets underway tonight. The Patriots host the New York Jets. Pats are going to be in their rival jerseys tonight, and kickoff is at 8:15 over on Amazon Prime. You can also, though, listen to the game over on our sister station, the Bet 1520, with coverage starting at 7:30. Some QB news. C.J. Stroud has been ruled out this week versus the Titans. He's dealing with a concussion. Davis Mills again gets the start for Houston. And the Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson, he returned to practice after missing yesterday with what was described as knee soreness. For the Sabres, game 2 of a back-to-back. They are at Colorado tonight. Pre-game at 8 for a 9 p.m. puck drop. Both are going to be right here on WGR. And then 9 games in the NHL. Some notables tonight. At 7, Ottawa hosts Boston. Ducks are in Detroit, and Montreal has Dallas in town. Also at 9, going with the Sabres. Calgary hosts San Jose. And then 2 games at 10 to wrap up your evening. Vegas hosting the Islanders, and the Jets are in Seattle versus the Kraken. It's Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet celebrating 90 years of being your hometown dealership. I'm Zach Jones for WGR Sports Radio 550.
I think we're finding ourselves a little bit. Again, the mention of different wide receivers in there and this and that, and it's not what you want, but it's okay. We got to continue to find our best combination. Who gives us the best chance to win, and where can we find the rhythm in the passing game and whatnot. But overall, we've had it at times, and then other times it hasn't been there. So we got to find that again and then stay with it.
Sean McDermott. Lines are open for your calls at 803-0550. Bills and Buccaneers from Orchard Park Sunday at 1. We'll be on postgame. Will this be the long-awaited Reggie Gilliam game. Do we want it to be? I feel like that's a real question. No offense to the guy.
I would take it being the Reggie Gilliam game. I would take it being the Osiris Torrance falls on a fumble in the end zone game. I don't win. just win.
The punter game.
Right. I mean, whatever. Assuming that a Reggie Gilliam game would be because it's a win. I'm not thinking we would name it because he makes some egregious mistake or something that leads to them losing the game.
No, and I said that too, but it's not like it couldn't be that. There is a Ronnie Harmon game.
That's correct. Yes, that's right. Bill Buckner.
There would have to be something really amazing.
This is game 6. You don't even really need Buckner. Everyone knows it's Buckner.
But it's known as game 6, so you don't need the...
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah,
I see.
I agree. You don't need the player's name on there. Game 6 does the trick.
It's not going to be the Josh Allen game because there are like 20 of those. They're just not recent.
Yeah.
When was the last Josh Allen game?
Oh, well, when did they last win? Was it 26 of 29 or whatever, 23 of 20, whatever he was against the Chiefs was a pretty good Josh Allen game.
No, there have been many of those. You're right. They win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4.
Right.
But
a game where he just goes off.
He's too good to have a game named for him. Like there's too many.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no Jim Kelly game, is there? Unless the dive in Miami?
Yeah, but no.
It's the dive game.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly.
Right.
Sneak game.
Yeah, the beauty of having it's obscure guys that have not obscure even, but just the more obscure the better. If you've got a game named after you, and again, that works better. Yeah, if you're great, you're going to have dozens of games that you could be confused about which game are you referring to. So you can't do that. That's right.
Allen as a starter, the Bills are 82-37. If you take his rookie year out, every year since has been a playoff year, 5 and 6, 77-31. 77-31, regular season. And he's got a playoff win every year in the last 5, if not 2. Just not more than that, unfortunately. Right. Here's Jim with us. Hello, Jim.
Hey, guys. I hope I didn't miss the pizza question, but if you're getting a white pizza, you have to put ricotta on it. Otherwise, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I see.
Put anything you want.
I'm not a huge ricotta fan, and I don't make my white pizza with ricotta. But I hear you. The thing that caught my attention on the menu, seeing as you're bringing this back up, we're doing a show tomorrow at Leo's Pizza on Southwestern Boulevard in Orchard Park / West Seneca, and I looked at their menu, and the description of the white pizza said, a combination, maybe a blend of cheeses, a blend of white cheeses. And it says in parentheses, I think, will use mozzarella on request. And that's you've got to have, to me, it's fontanella is the cheese you need to have.
Wow.
And
correct.
Yeah, that's my opinion. That's how I made it when I made it, and that's how I make it at home. But when I ran a pizza place, we put fontanella on it. A little mozzarella on top, sort of almost like as light as you would put Parmesan on top of a pizza for a little moisture.
Flavor.
Because everything else is so dry. The fontanella is a very dry cheese, and the mozzarella gives it a little bit of wetness, which works. But mozzarella should not be the main cheese on a white pizza. Like that, I look at a menu, and if you're telling me you're putting mozzarella on the white pizza, I'm never ordering it. I'm just not. You're not doing it right.
Right.
Well,
you're right, because there's not a lot of flavor in mozzarella. I mean, it's good cheese, but
yeah. And again, I like it. I do add a little to my white pizza when I make it, but it's not the predominant cheese on the pizza.
Correct.
So,
well done.
All right.
Now I usually call because I love the white pizza. It's a good change up, because I can eat pizza every day, and that's why I couldn't wait to hear what you said was on the menu. That
right.
That was it. So now I can enjoy the rest of my night without being like, oh.
Good, yeah. And now if you ever want to get a white pizza from Leo's, you know that you're going to get, again, I didn't specify what other blend of white cheeses they're using, but I mean, there's not that many. And to me, it would be surprising if it's not Fontina or Fontanella. They're very similar. But that's where you got to go to me. Yeah.
Right.
All right, Jim.
Now on the Bills.
Yep.
On to the Bills. I usually call. I've called them. I was the first one, I think, that wanted McDermott gone because he's a defensive guy. Nothing against him, just I wish we had the offensive guy. I called about, all the time. It's always about offense. Can you believe we're at the point we're at now, where teams are daring Josh to throw? Come on. I mean, anybody could have. Nobody else would have destroyed this team that way. They used to be can't miss football. Now I can't even watch them. They're boring. They're boring. They're nothing like what we used to be. Am I in a panic mode, or is everybody else like this?
Well, how much of the league is like the Bills were 4 years ago is a good question to ask. Jim, I think that there was a trend coming, right? 3-4 years ago, we started talking about the too high shell. Like, where'd all the explosive passing numbers go? And I think the Bills got on the front edge of that wave, recognizing that was coming, and retooled. And the running game has served them well, but they have completely lost the other part, which is not, that is not just because of a too high shell and the way defenses are playing. But I think the league in general is not what it was in that way. Week over week there are games, but it's not, you're just not seeing what you were seeing 3-4 years ago. I don't think 5 years ago anymore, consistently from even the best guys. So I think that's something that needs to be factored in to how the Bills have changed, but it's clear they've gone too far in a different direction. I had Nate in here yesterday in place of you, Mike, and
yes.
he made a point that I really liked, and forgive me if you've said it or if it's been said 10 times, but that he thought maybe the worst thing that happened to them was that they got away with last year. Last year was going to be a reset year. No Diggs, the dead money. Hyde and Poyer are gone. No Trey White. We're reloading, we're reshuffling, and they had as good a year as they've ever had. And I think maybe that fooled them into thinking they did not need a number one receiver. They didn't need to go hard at that position because they more than got away with it. I mean, they scored their 30 points a game and everything. And that sort of validated it. So we're going to keep going. And this year, it blew up in their faces.
I just don't, hearing all that and respecting the general point, I just don't want to put this in the past tense. 2 weeks ago, or 11 days ago, their offense was great against Kansas City, of all teams. Over 10 yards per pass, 3 incompletions on the night. Night, and that's 2 games ago. I mean, Sunday was bad. I think there's the philosophy part of this. There's also, we've beaten the separation among receivers, part of it, to death. There's also that Allen is getting sacked. He's taking hits. The first play in Miami, he's running right and takes a shot. I'm like, okay, this is today now, and that's happening more. Among his many great traits over the years is he doesn't get sacked. He's able to get out. And now we've had games where he gets out a little early, and maybe he feels like he has to have any chance, and he's not getting out. Like he's getting sacked 3 times in Miami, 3 by the Chiefs, 12 in the last 4. Which is a lot for him.
And some of those, certainly one of the ones in Miami is a play where I think as you're watching it, I remember what I thought at the time, and I'll bet what he thought was, I've got a gap here, right? So I think teams are rushing him differently, maybe more disciplined, right? One of the one I'm thinking of is the pressure comes around the edge, he steps away and then thinks to go to his left, and Sealer is there being blocked by Torrance. Torrance doesn't know where Allen is. He has his back to Allen. Sealer sees him and sees what way Allen is going and just closes off that what looked like it could have been like a 7 or 10 yard scramble. But it turns into a sack because they're being careful, I think, about how they rush him. And the attempts to get out of there are resulting in sacks more than they used to, for sure, to me. A lot, I don't want to say a lot. I don't have every sack memorized, but
come on,
plenty of them, it feels to me, are this, where It seems like he's about to get away and someone's got him. And that wasn't happening really at all at any of these years. It's not like he's just standing back there and someone comes around the edge and hammers him. Chubb did get Dawkins one time on Sunday like that. He just surprised Dawkins with a tactic or whatever it was, got him very off balance, and ended up going for a piggyback ride on Josh Allen right in the pocket. But mostly it's the ball's down, Allen thinks he's got a lane, and it closes up and he's sacked. But that all the same, it's sacks. He's not getting away like he used to get away.
Thanks for the call, Jim. Tune in tomorrow to see what's on this pizza. One pizza we have to agree and we're both happy. There's no reason for either of us to sacrifice when it comes to toppings or style or fontanella or any of this. Quote fontanella. Like just, should be easy.
I will be happy to take a white pizza home from there. I didn't mean to force a white. I looked at the menu and that stood out to me for the reasons already stated.
So many options, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll see what it amounts to. Lines open at 803-0550. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, WGR. Jets at Patriots. New England favored by 12.5, up to 14 in some places. Man. Bulldog, big fan. I'm glad I could get through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never get through.
Yeah, it's tough.
But
we're very popular.
It's week 11, and I don't know what to do. I need your help. Drake May or Dak Prescott Monday night at Vegas.
Dak Prescott, 100 times out of 100.
Really?
Yes. Vegas is terrible. It's Monday night. Thursdays haven't been weird, but last week was weird, and maybe we're into the pocket of the season here where teams are a little more fatigued. They've played a lot of games. It's week 11. I don't know that I would want to trust a Thursday night guy.
Okay.
Even against a weak opponent. I mean, the Jets are as bad, if not worse, than Vegas. But I think I would trust Dallas's offense overall more than New England's.
I get it. You almost can't imagine Dallas flubbing in that spot,
right?
Offensively,
right?
I guess
that's yeah.
He's been this. What they just played on Monday night, they lost to Arizona, so I guess we have that. But before that game, he had this crazy good primetime record. Prescott, like I don't know if he was undefeated, but they made that point.
Yeah.
In that game, like he just does not lose it at night. Then he did, but he threw a couple picks, right? All right, interesting. I've got a couple hours here.
Kind of incredible that
figure it out.
That they lost a primetime game, but it was Arizona. Like the only primetime wins Arizona has are against Dallas, I think.
Yeah, just bad matchup then?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Cardinals?
Even without Kyler Murray, they've still managed to do it.
Here's Dan next. Hello, Dan.
Good afternoon, guys. In the vein of talking about gambling and odds, the Buffalo Bills this year have a 90% success rate at the tush push. If I had a 90% chance at anything, I would do it. If you said you have a 90% chance of getting good chicken wings, I'd go to that bar. 90% chance of buying the stock, I'd buy the stock. So in 4th and 1, why in God's green earth does Brady call a rollout in a 30-yard pass on 4th and 1 when you have a 90% success rate, or you have a designed run, or you have Reggie Gilliam in front of Cook? I want to know what you think the culpability of the offensive coordinator has been this season.
Well, the reason why you wouldn't just run the play that you have the best success rate on every time is because teams can do whatever they can do to prepare for it because they're expecting it, as I'm sure I don't have to tell you. And you're probably only going to get 2 or 3 yards at the most out of that play, and there's something to be said for, a bigger hit. So that's why you wouldn't always do it. Teams never always do a certain thing. I don't need the tush push more, but who never gets the ball on 4th and short is Cook.
Right.
I think it's maybe like once ever.
Or any other running back, really.
Well, right.
Right. It's just yeah.
So in Miami, you had what? It ended up being a long pass to Jackson Hawes, who wasn't open.
Right.
On 4th and 1. Ouch.
Right.
I mean, I feel the caller's pain when it comes to plays like that.
Wasn't a real good throw either. Like he might have been open if the ball had been. It turned into a jump ball, is what it turned into, which can't be what you were going for.
No, Sal said it wasn't what they were going for.
Right, there was somebody in the flat, I think, that he might have wanted, and maybe was even there, but he just got off it. Shavers, I think. Anyway, yeah, that was a weird. I think what happened there is the Bills lined up to do they were gonna. I think the way Brady even talked about it on Monday was they were gonna run the sneak, and Miami called timeout and changed how they were lined up, and that freaked them out.
I mean, okay,
I don't know. I think that's what I heard explained.
You really notice the teams that can't do that, though. Even like the Rams, you notice the teams that just will not run their quarterback on short yardage, and what a disadvantage they're in. Yeah. Eschewing that option. So the Bills run it plenty. It ranks high in the league, but it's not ever going to be always. Good point. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog back after the update here on WGR.
did still have 14 names, but all but 4 players were full participants. Just 2 did not practice, Dalton Kincaid and Fedarian Mathis. And then the other 2 were limited, Cam Lewis and Khalil Shakir. Again, everyone else was a full participant. And the Barnes Firm Injury Report is brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Injured for help, call 1-800-8-MILLION. Week 11 gets underway tonight. The Patriots host the New York Jets. Pats are going to be in their rivalry jerseys tonight. Kickoff at 8:15 over on Amazon Prime. And you can also listen to the game over on our sister station, the Bet 1520. Some QB news. C.J. Stroud has been ruled out this week versus the Titans as he deals with a concussion. Davis Mills, again, will get the start for Houston. And Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson returned to practice today after missing yesterday with what was described as knee soreness. And then for the Jets ahead of tonight's game, they have placed wide receiver Garrett Wilson on IR. Sabres are back in action again tonight. They wrap up their back-to-back at Colorado. Pregame at 8 for a 9 p.m. puck drop. Both are going to be right here on WGR. And then 9 other games in the NHL. Some notables. 3 of them at 7. Ottawa hosting Boston. Ducks are in Detroit, and Montreal has Dallas in town. Also at 9, going along with the Sabres. Colorado hosts San Jose. And then just 2 games at 10 to wrap up your evening. Vegas hosting the Islanders, and the Jets are in Seattle to take on the Kraken. It's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet celebrating 90 years of being your hometown dealership. I'm Zach Jones for WGR Sports Radio 550.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
I don't think Michael's ever done drugs.
It's Mike Schopp.
I don't know if anyone's ever offered him any.
Let's go over some of the symptoms of marijuana use, shall we? You tell me who this sounds like.
It's the Bulldog.
Slow moving, inattentive, dull, constantly snacking, shows a lack of motivation.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog on WGR Sports Radio 550.
Update on Chicago Bears receiver DJ Moore. They don't play tonight, so you don't have so much urgency when it comes to what to do with DJ Moore. But his injury status has been in question. They play at Minnesota Sunday. And he was asked today, this is from Courtney Cronin. He was asked today if he's playing against the Vikings. He said, duh.
All right, then.
I assume meaning yes.
Yeah.
And quoting Courtney Cronin, he also compared the evolution of the Bears offense over their first 9 games to the process of making Jell-O. The Bears were in hot water phase during training camp where, quote, we were getting burned, end quote. They transitioned to the, quote, cooling phase when the Jell-O goes into the refrigerator to set at the beginning of the season and now are at a strong consistency. Quote, we all know where everybody going to be. We just in this together, end quote. Moore clarified that the flavor of the Jell-O is cherry. So to summarize.
There's a lot to unpack there.
DJ Moore says he will play against Minnesota, and their offense has been akin to making Jell-O, and they're at that cool, no pun intended, phase right now where it's setting and working, and it's coming along, this Jell-O, cherry Jell-O.
I hate cherry anything.
Me too. Finally, you said one right thing.
Least favorite of the. I don't know, but there's probably some other fruit I like less. But like cherry flavored anything, I don't mind cherry, like cherries, like whatever, like a bowl of cherry. Oh, cherries, oh, fine. Not like ooh cherries, just fine. I'll get some red stain all over my fingers and then probably on my pants. Fine. But cherry soda, cherry
cough drops,
cherry Jell-O, cherry, you name it, cherry anything, like bottom rung. No thanks.
Cherry.
Give me anything. Yeah, give me. That's one. I'll make an exception for that.
cherry.
I'll make an exception for Neil Diamond. That's it. No, don't like it.
I don't think you've ever been more right about anything. This is true. I can't think of anything.
Am I in real trouble if I like wild cherry flavored Pepsi?
I mean, I don't know. I have no take on that.
Not that I hardly ever drink soda pop. I mean,
I like black cherry.
I also
ice cream.
Sure, black cherry. Yeah, different.
Black,
but cherry. Again, aside from Neil Diamond, yeah, no.
I drink this maybe every other show. One of these vitamin waters, and it's not cherry, even though it's red. Acai, blueberry, pomegranate. Just for the record.
See,
I'm not being duplicitous.
I wouldn't go for that flavor just because of the color. I would feel like I'm being duped into drinking something that's cherry adjacent. Even though you're putting a different. I know there's different fruits listed there.
Blueberry.
Can't really do it. No.
There's the DJ Moore update.
All right.
How about
Jello?
I like it. This is a different kind of quote. It's a good quote. I don't need it to be cherry, but I still like it.
I wonder how often he had thought that through before volunteering that as an answer to a question at his locker. Like, is he trying that out on his family, on his teammates? Like, we're like Jello. Listen.
He's been telling everybody this. Maybe he came up with it. Maybe somebody else said it to him, but then he should say who that was. John was talking about this as Jello, and
right.
I like it. No, he's probably walking around with it.
Yep.
And today he took his shot.
All right. Well, you made our show, DJ Moore. It's not really a...
How about some reverse NFC power rankings?
Oh, my.
Powered by Empire Electric, your residential neighborhood electrician. Visit empireelectricians.com for the NFC, I assume.
I'm familiar with some
NFC
teams. The Bills are playing an NFC team.
They are.
What an appropriate time to talk about the NFC.
Go figure. All right, let's see how...
Almost like this show is planned sometimes.
Let's see how low their opponent fares.
Only sometimes.
Low is good. In the reverse NFC power rankings, heard live in prime time on WGR. I'm writing down the numbers. Okay, 16.
You got to do that.
Can't I talk and do that?
Do we keep track of do you have these? Yeah, no is the answer. Sorry,
no,
not to put pressure on you. That doesn't matter. I mean, we don't have to.
No, I don't have a catalog.
It's a clean slate every time.
This is the AFC power rankings history.
You know what I've always thought about this, especially when we do the reverse NFC power rankings. I've been thinking about this for a while and talking it through with my family, and I'm ready to try it out on the show. It's kind of like Jello.
Yes. Lime. Though. Lime Jello.
I'm sorry.
Top Jello.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Lime. 16.
Orange.
I love orange. You're back on track. Terrible food takes. White pizza. 16.
Saints.
Yep.
Have a new coach that they could fire, but it's rare when a coach does go. It's more common now than it's been, but you're probably going to try to see that through. You just drafted a quarterback. We got into this earlier in the week. On Tuesday when you had your list of quarterbacks, teams that are nowhere. They just drafted a guy in the second round. What are we doing here? They're going to have a high pick. Like at least the Giants. The Giants are a mess, but Dart looks good. They got to stop having him slam his head into things, but he looks good. There's some promise there. So to me, and nobody else in the NFC, to me it was a two-team race for the top spot in this, and I go Saints.
15. Giants, then? Two-team race?
How about Arizona?
There's someone else I would have considered here next. I'll mention them, but I would be Giants. The coaching change isn't good for Dart. Probably.
No, that's where I'm at. That stuff never really works out well. I'll go Giants.
All right.
14.
Arizona.
Washington. What a disaster this year. And, Daniels will come back, maybe even this year, and maybe they'll have last year again. I didn't date it, which I should have. The last time we did reverse NFC power rankings, we had Washington at 2.
Wow.
Unless this is old, there's another sheet.
Assuming that's in season.
Philadelphia, San Francisco was 3. This was a while ago. This might not be the most recent.
Okay.
But the one I'm using here, Washington was at 2.
I wouldn't get to Washington yet at all because of Daniels. Like they have Daniels. They were good last year, and last year could prove to be an outlier. They don't have to be good again just because they had last year. But I think he's good. Can he stay in one piece is a question. I don't know. To me, Arizona's in way worse shape. They're going to dump Murray and start over. I'm sure of it. Maybe Brissett babysits the new guy, but they're behind Washington.
Quarterback,
or ahead of them.
Quarterback, probably no question about it. Everywhere else, they're not, I think. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what their guard play is, but Harrison is still probably great. McBride is definitely great. And their defense is good. Like Arizona is 3-6, but some of their losses are really stupid. Like they could be 6-3 or something. They're just not. Washington is so easy to score on. And they don't have one good, meaningfully good position player, skill position player. McLaurin might be the best guy. He doesn't play. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, have a good run sometime in your life.
Yeah, I hear that.
All right, break the tie.
I'll go Washington too. They're old as well, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're Ertz. Okay, 13. Bulldog, you fought a good fight. Arizona.
I'm on Arizona. Okay, good.
12.
Minnesota. This pained me. I was a J.J. McCarthy truther. He's not good.
I don't hate it. Carolina. Sorry, Carolina.
Yeah. I was going to say Atlanta.
Were you?
So I'm going to say the same. I was a Michael Penn. I love Michael Penn. What is happening there?
Not good either.
Nothing
Not
really
good.
good. Nothing good is happening there.
Would you rather be Carolina or Arizona?
Didn't we already put Arizona in?
I'm sorry, Atlanta.
Okay.
Would you rather be Carolina or Atlanta? You're saying you'd rather be Carolina?
I'd rather be Atlanta. Yeah, no, I'd rather be Atlanta. The still Drake London, Bijan.
Yep.
Pitts can just go away already.
The drop. What a start to the day.
Right.
Oh, perfect throw.
Yeah. We why did that game matter to me? It wasn't gambling.
You wanted to beat the Colts.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I sat down, turned the game on, like, oh, Pitts with a drop. That would have gone for big yards. Okay, welcome to Sunday, everybody.
That's right.
Thank you for coming.
We're back.
Hell is
Sunday is back. All right. Did I get you to Carolina?
You got me to Carolina there. Yes. I hate Kyle Pitts, though.
Senior. 11. Somebody tweeted about, shut up with the senior on the back of jerseys, and I loved it. Oh, we're clear now that the player is not your 4-year-old son. Got it. Now we know. 11. We got Minnesota. We've got Atlanta. Is it up to me? Minnesota or Atlanta?
I think it is. Those are the two choices right now.
I think Minnesota is kind of a clever pick here. I'll say Minnesota. 10. You're on the Falcons.
I'm on the Falcons. Yep.
Is there anybody else? No. Atlanta. 9. It might be Dallas at this point.
I was going to say Dallas. I don't. It's as flashy and fun. I'm telling you to play Prescott Monday night. It's not good. I mean, they'll score, but that's not a good team.
Man, I've got a couple of Dallas bets that are just not going to get there. They could make the playoffs, maybe. Dak for MVP has been so good, but a couple losing to Carolina beat them, Chicago beat them, and now Arizona beat them at home. This
is not exactly right, but it's pretty close. Like they gave to the Jets the equivalent of what they got for Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams, and I like Quinnen Williams a lot.
But come on.
But what are you doing, WTF, Cowboys? Come on. That is not good. This is just so bad. So bad. You deserve to be bad for a long time doing things like that. Just horrible.
You make a point. 8.
San Francisco.
Bears.
I was going to go Chicago.
Okay. Bears at 8.
Despite the Jell-O thing?
Despite the brilliant Jell-O take. 7. You want the Niners for a better pick?
I don't know. I might have rushed it with the Niners.
No, I think I like it.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
What about Green Bay?
Does this change anything? Brock Purdy, it is official. He's going to start this week.
Oh, he is?
He is.
Is that just in?
That is coming down, yeah.
I need 20 minutes.
I'm going Packers then. I'm
okay with the Packers. They're really disappointing. And you scored 7 points in a football game. That bothers me. We ended and started the week at 10-7. That's awful.
And, they might not be able to find their way without Kraft. It's possible that sticks.
It is. Just didn't get anything done against Philadelphia. I liked Musgrave. I thought he was an interesting pivot. Just slip right into the tight end role there. He did get a few balls, but really they just were not good at all. Too many drops, too many just dumb decisions. 6, San Fran.
Yeah, I'll go Niners there, yeah.
5.
I think Tampa is next for me. I like all the other 4 teams almost like I feel like a tier break.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to put Philly here. I know they're good. They've always got something. Like Brown this week going on a stream and being like, if you got me in fantasy, drop me. Like, no, okay.
Right.
Way to fail that one, bud. Tell us how you really feel.
I agree in general on the Eagles that I think they're a little bit lucky this year, but it'd be hard for me to say Tampa's better. I'm not going to do it. Tampa at 5. I'll put Philadelphia at 4 easily.
I'll go there. Sure. I think of the 4 remaining teams, they are the one I like the least. So that makes sense.
If I may, just on the side here, you don't have to think this way, but if you don't, you're probably a loser. When we write the names, the teams that don't need a third letter don't write one. SF. Not
okay.
SFR? 4? SFN? I don't know. TB. Not TBB.
Right.
TB.
Right.
We're not coding. If you're coding, you probably have to use a third letter, but we're not coding. We're just being normal.
I have never done the reverse NFC power rankings without you, which means I've never written the reverse NFC power rankings. I have written the reverse AFC power rankings a time or two when you're not here. And is there such a team?
Chiefs, Raiders.
Okay. Yeah.
You'd never write KCC.
Right. No, I just write K. Yeah, that's
KC.
Right. That's right.
LV.
Sure. Right. Yep.
In hockey, you got to go VGK because there's no loss in their name. It's not Las Vegas. It's just Vegas. You know that?
That's right.
Golden Knights.
Right.
All right, 3.
Who's left here? Okay.
I'll go Detroit.
I think I got to say Seattle. Like them.
I like them too. Do I? I'll say Seattle.
What a win it would be.
Yeah.
When we were doing those exact order of finish bets a couple times in the offseason, I have one with Seattle on top, but the Rams last. Dead.
Yeah, that's tough.
Rams, Niners, Cardinals. Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals, Rams. I think is what I did. I think it's dead.
Yeah.
If I even had the Rams third, I'd be very live, but not last.
No.
They're 4 games ahead of Arizona.
Yeah, you're in trouble there.
Second week in a row. Ian Hart has used this word for it. I love it. Second week in a row. It's an NFC West tournament. Teams playing each other in that division, just like last week. 2. Detroit.
Yep.
Rams
I want the Rams on top or at the bottom. Sure, whatever.
I don't even want to go LAR. In the NFC,
Just
there's
LA.
one LA.
Yeah, fine.
Agree?
Yeah, I'm good.
Although I think I do write LAC.
I think that's right.
Now I'm a fraud. I do. Maybe I need to write LAR.
I
did last time.
The Rams have been there longer. It's their market.
Fine.
So LA for the Rams, LAC to make sure you're not confusing them with the Rams. If you write LA on the AFC, reverse AFC power rankings, someone could look at it like millions of people do and go, why are the Rams in the reverse AFC power rankings?
Yeah. Right. They were there first.
The Chargers are outranked by the Rams, therefore they need the C. They need the clarifying C.
They need the C. Reverse.
What kind of Jello would they be?
NFC, the Chargers?
Yeah.
Light blue. Is there like blueberry?
Lemon. Yellow.
Lemon?
Yellow Jello.
They have that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yellow Jello.
How many do they have? Lime, cherry,
orange,
grape.
I think so. It's been a long time since I've had Jello.
Taco.
It's 2025. I feel like you can get a taco Jello if you wanted to.
I might have just thrown up in my mouth.
Probably be good. Everything taco is good, isn't it?
Please stop talking.
It's that bad? You're now completely disabled by that?
Cold taco, like greasy, like that orange congeal. Oh.
Do you ever put a taco in the fridge like for tomorrow? But then how do you reheat it? You reheat all the lettuce and everything in there and tomatoes?
Yeah, no.
That's tough. You take it apart though?
No.
Will you ever take the lettuce and the tomatoes out?
I don't usually. I don't have lettuce and tomato often in tacos
Sour
that are
cream?
left over. Yeah, no. That's something I put in a taco that I'm eating immediately. And so it's not like I'm going to make 6 tacos and eat 4 of them and have 2 of them left over and they have lettuce and tomato and sour cream in them. I'm eating them. I'm prepping them that way. I know I'm going to eat them. And then if I'm saving tacos, I'm not even saving tacos. I'm saving taco meat and making new tacos.
You're making a lot of sense here, but I know I've done it.
Yeah.
Those tacos that just you're full. They just go. You throw them in the fridge, and the next day.
That's a tough.
Might as well just eat them cold.
That is a tough reheat.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Just eat them cold.
I would do that sooner than reheat lettuce, tomato, and sour cream. Oh, my God.
Reverse NFC power rankings on WGR are powered by Empire Electric. Your residential neighborhood electrician. Visit empireelectricians.com. Earlier, Tampa Bay Buccaneers sideline reporter TJ Reeves joined us for what turned into a wide-ranging conversation that's only mostly about the Bucs. The Bills are favored by 5.5 Sunday, and this year at home against the spread, they are 0-3. Even Kansas City, that's got to be 1-3. As favorites. They are 0-3 as home favorites, I want this to say, and they were underdogs against Baltimore. So it's Miami, New Orleans, New England. The 3 games in a row, the Bills were favored in all of them, and they covered in none. So that's the number. 0-3 as favorites at home this year.
Well, then they're guaranteed to cover Sunday.
To go to 1-3 in that category. I've got 9-12 written down in their last 21 home games as favorites against the spread. TJ Reeves on the Bucs and more after sports here on WGR. We're on from a pizzeria tomorrow. You're the expert.
Giddy up.
But